right, everybody. All right. How are we feeling today? Come on, India. Everybody feeling good. How are you doing? Everybody fine. Let's do this. It's time to party. It's time to watch matches. I know. A lot of you are going to be saying chawal roti and late OP and all that kind of stuff. I just want to tell you that I was late because I was doing fielding drills with my son. That's right. I have an Indian child who is interested in fielding. So I'm just saying, as cricket fans, you know what? Don't be so selfish. Think about the future of this country. Think about future Indian cricketers who are excited about fielding, right? Yes, I know the current generation is excited, but what about the future generation, friends? What about the future generation? Why are you so selfish? What's more important, the future of Indian fielding or this live being on time? Probably this live being on time. Okay. I hope everybody's good. If you've never seen this show before, we're going to be doing a live stream, which is going to be watching the match on the side along with a couple of people. We have a comedian, we have a journalist, and we have a Jamie Alter. I don't know what Jamie Alter's designation is. He's all of those things, I think. So let's go with that. If you just joined in, please give a like because we have to defeat the algorithms. If you'll be watching this later, please give a comment about the weirdest thing you ate last week just to defeat the algorithms, because that's our whole purpose in life. So yeah, that's about it. Anybody tracking, let me know what the toss is like. I'm just about to switch on the match on the side as well. And I hope everybody's doing good in life. Okay, thanks. Oh, I also have to announce good news is we are doing this watch along for pretty much all India matches in the World Cup. And also few more matches depending on, I'm trying to get sponsors also. So let's see. थोड़ा पैसा आएगा पैसा तो मैं जिएगा लाइफ में, मैं खरीदेगा एक नया लैपटॉप, एक नया मैं कॉमेडियंस को खरीदेगा, मैं तन्मय को बुलाएगा, मैं बोलेगा कि आ साले. So we'll do that. Okay, anyway, very excited. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to bring on my first guest for today. He's a regular on the show. We're waiting for his dad jokes and intelligent jokes. So please give it up for Sridhar V, who's changed his name to V Sridhar. Wow.
Hi.
Wow, what's this V Sridhar stuff?
It's just a change in astrology for the day, supporting the Indian team.
Okay, so or is it one of those where it's like, we are all Sridhar? Is this a Venom kind of thing?
No, actually, this is my name on all my certificates growing up. So this is,
wow.
Yeah, this is what it is. So I was trying to log in quickly and then I put that name out.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Okay. So Sridhar is not a journalist, so he has no integrity. Both of us have no, we have no integrity on this show. We are just saying nonsense.
Yeah, I'm not a journalist. I don't get paid.
Okay, we also have somebody who's actually a senior journalist. He's written, he's worked for a bunch of publications, written for a lot. He's also written a book on Sanat Jayasuriya and a couple more books. Please give it up for Chandresh Narayanan. How are you doing, sir? How is life?
I'm very well, doing well. You know, Sridhar, really, you really summed up my schooling days as well. I used to be N. Chandresh all my school life. And I've never understood why that was, because
it's a South Indian thing.
It's a South Indian thing. Apparently, we South Indians don't have a surname, so we shouldn't spell out our father's name. I don't understand why. Why are we ashamed of spelling out our father's name? And that reminds me, a sports editor of mine who said it should be J. Srinath, not Javagal Srinath. So I've been through that as well. So it's a South Indian thing that you've been through.
It's a very simple logistical issue, Chandresh. You need to fit all the names in the boxes, right? Like
that
South Indian joke. Yeah, that you can't fit all the letters in the boxes of the application form.
So my byline in the Times of India was Chandresh Narayanan. And I actually had one edition dropping my byline. And when the sports editor asked them, why did you drop the byline? He said, uska naam bahut bada hai. We couldn't fit it in single column.
You know, this is why like Panth is so easy. Panth is just like, hey, you're Panth. That's it. See you.
Yeah, why do you think Dinesh Karthik is not fit in the team? Because he's not fitting in the boxes.
Yeah.
The team.
Listen, we could also argue about Murli Vijay, because Murli Vijay for the longest time, I remember one interview that he was giving and somebody called him somebody called him Murli and he said, my name is Vijay. And he got really agitated with the guy and I'm like, dude, maybe he doesn't know. Why are you getting so worked up? Like if somebody calls me Sorabh, I'll be like, it's Sorabh. That's it, move on.
It's a bit like what happens with Ashwin, where people take the liberty of shortening his father's name to Ravi. It's actually Ravi Chandran, and they think that that's his first name. So So they should probably be talking to his father then if they want to talk to Ravi
Yeah,
Ashwin.
we're
Yeah.
discussing very peculiar and important issues like the naming of South Indian kids in the Indian team. It's That's what making their existence difficult in the team.
Okay, so India has won the toss. India's out to bat. Rohit Sharma is having all sorts
Yeah.
of conversations and friendliness with all the South African players. Chandresh, are you a fan of the friendliness, or do you miss some of the, I mean, this is a conversation that's been happening for a while now. Where do you like the friendliness, the hey, what's up? Yeah, you follow me on Instagram, or do you prefer like, why were you following me in a car yesterday after I got
आज
you out?
आज
You
कोलाब
know,
करते हैं मैच के बाद.
नहीं, नहीं, but the whole fun has gone. I think the fact that there is no in some ways, I keep saying that it's become more like Suraj Barjatia movies now because after the IPL rather than Anurag Kashyap movies. There's no like animosity anymore on the field. That's good and bad. Even India Pakistan matches. It's too
Yeah,
much to see players hugging each other during the contest. There you have news channels doing Maha Sangram and Maha Yudh and Maha Mukabla, and on the field, Hardik Pandya is going behind Rizwan and hugging and embracing him, and what all is going on. People are smiling, and the whole spice has gone out of the contest. I don't know why. Players tend to behave nicely with the Indian teams, Indian players especially, who are the icon, sort of the icon players, and that's a given. That's an unsaid, unwritten rule. Nobody will confirm or deny it. But it's
yeah.
gone on a bit too far right now.
Yeah, it's I think okay. Just to also tell a couple of people asking, Grim Fandango is asking. He says, "Who cares? Tell me the lineup." I didn't know we were Cricinfo, man. What is this? So India's
Same
unchanged,
team,
and the only
same
change
team.
that's
Yeah,
happened is that Ngidi is coming for Shamsi. That's it. Which is
yeah.
South Africa basically realizing that. Dude, can you imagine South Africa has decided to play, has decided to reduce the number of spinners in the side in a match in India? Like that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but I think that's also got to do with the fact that there's rain about.
Yeah.
So they realized they need an extra fast bowler, and I think that's why they've gone with an extra fast bowler right now and given up a spinner. So I think that's a good thing. But India started out, and I think that both teams. These are the final two games before the World Cup, so I think they will try and use every opportunity, every possible chance to fine tune their preparations for the World Cup.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think moreover in Australia, maybe spinners won't be that effective anyway. So I think they're trying to put a lot more NGD on the field than.
But the bigger question is how long will Temba Bavuma be in this lineup? Imagine there's a league going to happen in South Africa. He's the national T20 captain, and no franchise picks him in the auction. Imagine the players talking about if it was an Indian team, players would be talking about things. ये कैसा हमारा कप्तान है? So imagine the talk in the dressing room, like looking at Temba Bavuma and saying that how can he be our captain when he doesn't get picked in the national T20 league?
Yeah, I want to see him giving advice to people like, hey, listen, I need you to be a little bit more aggressive in the first 4 overs. They're like, "Tu kaun hai? Tu kya kiya?" Like, what? Dude, but it's I actually think this is very good signs for South Africa because actually, when you think about it, captains who are non-performing captains who are opening for a side have, I mean, not opening actually, it wasn't true for Owen Morgan, but it's worked for Owen Morgan and for Aaron Finch. So non-performing batters are good if you're a captain. So I think South Africa start off as favorites because of Temba Bavuma.
No, this is like
So
the early 2000s Indian team, right? Like if you're a captain, you're bound to not perform. Like it's a given
Yeah,
that if you're a captain, you don't play well.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
you had that with Sorabh for a very long time. I'm sorry to all the Sorabh fans in advance, but that was the case. Sorabh wouldn't score runs because he was busy with 50 other things on his mind at all times.
correct.
yeah.
Like going for the
Okay,
toss and writing the team sheet, uh, asking the bowlers to bowl.
yeah.
And
Listen,
once in
sorry, go ahead.
no, and once in Rawalpindi, he came in and he forced But I was right there at Rawalpindi in the second, third one day. He came in and he said, this is Pakistan. He's forced them to push the boundary line, bring the boundary line in a bit. Imagine he had that much pull back in 2004 in Pakistan as well, where they said, okay, we'll do it like this. And Rahul came for the press conference, Dravid, and he said, Nehra is unfit, he will not play. And then Saurabh came and he said, No, he's played. He'll play. And so Nera played, and all different, all strange things used to happen when he was the captain of India.
I think today's
Yeah.
Gandhi Jayanti. It's a good reminder that it's not just Gandhi. Even Sorabh changed the boundaries of Pakistan. It's
Yeah, Sridhar coming in with that right at the edge. Okay, we also have James. James, wait, okay. You know what? I'll have him say the name himself. We have Jamie Alter with a different disguise. He's come from dropping many children to many places. Give it up for Jamie Alter. Urf. What are your urfs? Okay, let's. Maulana James Utter.
Yeah, you say I've come and dropped off many kids. Like I've been doing all sorts of things, Saurabh. I've had better intros from you, but thank you very, very much. Chandresh, Sridhar, good to see
Hi.
good to see you guys here. So
The
this
first-
is what we're
The first time I met Jamie Alter, and I think it was some press conference where it was some India-Australia series or something, and I actually thought he's an Australian journalist, and then he started off with something that I can't utter here because I'm hoping that families are watching us, and I was like shocked. I said, "Who the hell is this? Who the hell is this?" And then since then, I've understood. Then
it's Ben Stokes. It's Ben Stokes from England. That's who it is.
there you go. I've got
Absolutely.
Stokes, I've got Johnny Bairstow, but Chandresh, that's why I changed the last name. Utter. I've been called many things: Jimmy, Germany, Jams, Jooms, Jamesh, many. But my favorite is this Jooms Utter. I got a parcel at office. It said Jooms Utter. And I put it on Facebook, I put it on Twitter, and one of my friends said, "Yeah, it's incomplete without Maulana in front." So, in honor of my friend, I've gone for Maulana Jooms Utter. So, good to be here,
There's
guys.
a name change happening on the field as well because Rohit Sharma has changed his name to KL Rohit because he's batting on 0 of 4 at the moment. So the strike rates are pretty. But again, it looks like as Chandresh pointed out, this rain about and all that kind of stuff. So it looks like there's a bit of movement happening already up top. And
But,
yeah,
right-
1-4 up top. Sorry, go ahead.
Right now, the guy with the safest job in the country is Shikhar Dhawan. He knows he has to rest for 1.5, 2 months. He'll have a one-day series. Again, rest for 1.5, 2 months. He'll have another one-day series because the big guys are not playing. And by the end of 2022, he would have a better ODI record than Rohit and Virat. Imagine what a job he's got. He knows he's going to be captain of India.
No, yeah, imagine Chandresh. He'll be so good at ODI by the end of 2022 when the World Cup comes. They will
He
drop
won't.
him.
That's the reality, actually.
By the way, we have a clarification from Karan Shrigiri, who says certainly no families are watching this. So I'm just want to clarify. I don't think any families watch
Not
any of
even
my
Sorabh
content.
Pant's family. Not even his family.
Yeah. Listen, I get a message when I start off this live saying, "Hey, your live is making my yoga class internet become this thing." So I'm like, should I cancel my live? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So that's the respect I have in my own household. So yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay, this is a question which is coming from Kumar Sanu, the singer, who's a regular watcher of the show, obviously.
Big fan, big fan.
This is, yeah, Kumar Sanu says, could someone please explain why it's so hazy in the ground? Because of the rain, right? Impending.
There is prediction of rain after about 9
Yeah.
p.m. Apparently, 50% chance of rain in the second half of this match. So I think that could be one reason.
No, I read it today. There's a report. Apparently, it's because fog is the on-ground sponsor of the match today.
I was going to say it's just a haze around Rishab Pant's future in this team because from going from #1 keeper and future of Indian keeping, the guy can barely get a place in the 11 now. So it could be that also, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a Dream 11 ad with Rishab Pant saying "Kya chal raha hai, fog chal raha hai," and that's basically what it is. But okay, I was very surprised. I think as a lot of us were. Where is South Africa the best team? And I mean, they definitely are the best team that's never won a significant cup because India has never beaten them in India in a ODI series. Recently, that record was applicable to where did they just play right now? Where again somebody tried to change the dynamics. Australia wasn't they hadn't beaten Australia or something like that as well. Some story was there. What is
India
it?
or South Africa?
No, South Africa was Australia. I think South Africa had a record where either Australia hadn't beaten South Africa in tests in Australia or something like that was there. So yeah, what I'm saying is that Yeah, my
South
question is,
Africa.
No, Sorabh,
yeah,
we only watch India matches. We are not anti-nationals like you.
yeah, I'm
It's
so
only
sorry.
India that bothers us.
Yeah, in 52 minutes, Pakistan versus England is starting. Which, okay, let's be honest. If you've seen Pakistan versus England, isn't that series way more exciting than all of this stuff put together right now?
Yeah, there's so much drama over there, and you
Yeah.
should actually watch Sakleen Mushtaq's press conference.
Oh,
It's the most funniest press conference. He's trying to teach them about life. It almost feels like an art of living class.
Like, what is he saying?
So he's talking about life and victory and defeat and form of the middle order, linking it to doing well in life. All sorts of things he has spoken about, and people are confused at the end of it. And the funniest was Sean Tate. After they lost the previous game, he comes and first says the one thing that whenever we lose badly, I come for the press conference. He's their bowling coach.
Yeah,
And that goes viral. And the PCB media manager switches off the mic because he's afraid he'll talk too much.
yeah, yeah.
But
See,
Saurabh,
that's why.
I don't know
Yeah,
about the cricket. No, I'm watching that series because the PCB is basically bleeding out. Like they're at a loss. This series is making a loss because they're spending so much on giving those guys VIP security. But us sab ke bawajood, to see the kind of gimmicks they have going on there in the stands is the best I've seen for a long time. They've got fans on a cycle. You need to cycle that to keep something working there, okay? Then they have one zone called the Sensodyne something zone. Bakaida 6-7 fans are having chuskis and golkappas at night, okay? Raat ko 10 baje, okay? And the third one is Tapal Tea, which is like officially like the official
yeah,
sponsor.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's comedic gold. Forget the cricket. To see these fans, welcoming, this top team there, I'm having more fun watching that,
So,
guys.
so
but maybe
these sponsor activations.
those fans cycling are keeping the electricity up in the stadium.
There's
No,
no money left. That's why.
the sponsor activations in PSL as well is also very comical. Imagine drinking tea in the month of March when it is really hot in Lahore and Karachi, and smiling as well. And they do the best possible whether they can be good stand-up comics also over there for doing all these things over there, dude.
Oh, by the way, apparently the fog in the stadium is because Shweta just said that they just burst crackers. That's why. I don't know if it's
Okay.
related to Garba or if they decided before the match, hey, this will be a good idea. Let's burst some crackers at the ground. This would make it good for everybody. And also
Must be
India's
Virat
batting
Kohli's
first.
fans, Sorabh. Must be Virat Kohli's fans outside the stadium.
Yeah. Hey, but listen, isn't this a good solution? Because across the board, like not even Dubai, everywhere you notice that the team batting first always has the advantage in T20 guys. So is this the solution? Has the BCCI resolved it? Which is that you burst crackers at the stadium to make it harder for the team batting first to win the match. Is that? Vane panel is appealing while KL Rahul has hit a 4, by the way.
Win the toss, burst crackers.
They
Yeah,
can't
win the
do
toss,
anything.
burst crackers.
You can accuse BCCI of anything, but not about coming up with a solution for something like this. They will first say, if it is first adopted by ICC, they will say we don't want it, and then 5 years later they'll appropriate it as if it is their own idea.
No, see,
That is the
since Chandresh, you've been covering so many press conferences. Like, I just want to ask a question from before whatever discussions we had. Who's the funniest Indian cricketer that does press conferences amongst players?
Funniest.
Yeah, like who's fun in the press conferences?
I think Sehwag was fun. Sehwag was fun because he was a bit like Inzamam in the way he spoke at press conference. I think Jamie will agree with that. Harbhajan would say stuff that used to be fun. The problem was that Rahul and Sachin and all had an image to live up to. So they wouldn't come and speak openly and talk openly and laugh about and joke about.
Yeah, back in the day, they didn't have to make reels on Instagram. So I think
Yeah. So I think we miss characters in this team because I think probably Ravindra Jadeja and Hardik Pandya, for all the wrong reasons and right reasons, are fun. Others are not that great with the press conference because
It's actually not the I mean, it's a good question because you assume, like you said, in this era of memes and reels and all, you would expect them to be a bit more fun. It's actually not that fun, which is why when Rohit and Virat Kohli suddenly drop a line, it becomes meme fodder. Because, hey, something actually happened, So yeah, it's kind of sad that we don't get more characters. Chandra?
but Ravi Shastri. I miss Ravi Shastri as Indian head coach because he would say all the kids say the darndest thing. They would say Ravi Shastri used to say the darndest things and have fun at the press conference. You know that kind of a guy. Rahul's too straight jacket for a T20 job, I suppose.
But I thoroughly enjoy how like I enjoy Arshdeep's like him running to the thing and then Murli Karthik saying कि अरे इतने कोई दौड़ के कभी नहीं आया ये लगा अरे पहली बार मैन ऑफ द मैच जीता तो मैं बहुत excitement. So I was like that's very sweet. So they put that I thought that was very sweet and I was like well maybe Arshdeep is the character which we've been looking for somebody more fun who's like at least like having a little bit fun with these press conferences. But now what's happened is because of everything that Arshdeep went through over the last few weeks, now everything has become emotional. Okay, so Bhuvaneshwar Kumar just said अर्शदीप ने अच्छी bowling की और वो बहुत अच्छा bowler है और आगे बढ़ के और अच्छी bowling करेगा. And the title is extremely emotional feedback from Bhuvi about Arshdeep. Like all he said was like the most platitudinal stuff you can find. So yeah. By the way, Rohit Sharma has hit a 6 and yeah, things are hotting up. India's 21 for no loss in 2.2. So yeah.
But one thing to worry, he got hit on his finger. Each time Rohit gets hit before a major tournament, I worry because I'm worried that something will happen. We already have a long list of injuries already.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Shikhar Dhawan will finally get a chance.
No, he wouldn't want that.
Yeah, I want to ask one question to Chandresh because I know exactly he's been in a situation where he's had to like walk players into a press conference and get them out. I can imagine the kind of situation, Chandresh, but can you like shed some of the funny ones? Don't take names, but you know, because ye mat bolna ya ye mat karna ya, you know what I'm getting at, no?
Yeah, I'm getting it. I understand. You know, when I was at Delhi Daredevils as their media manager, there used to be the overseas guys were fun. They would like, okay, I'll come for the press conference. And if you go to an Indian guy, let them do it now. Why should I do it? Why should I get into it? Let them do it. I had a captain who would say, no, please let the coach do it. Why should I get into this mess? And you explain to them exactly the situation. They would go and sometimes say exactly the opposite about certain situations. And you know the thing that we like in India at times, I think that's true for Indian cricket and the way we are. We like to hide things. You know, make it complicated, create a sense of intrigue about things, like it happened with Bumrah right now. Say one thing, you know, source says one thing on record, Sorabh says something else in Eden Garden, someone else says something else. So we like to create this controversy, like drama. And Jamie knows how we have been through this injury drama with Indian players all through the years. All palace intrigue. You are going to MIG at 5 in the morning to watch Tendulkar train with the physio and trainer, and they are coming and people are clicking, and Arjun Tendulkar is waving to you, 7 years old, or waving to you, and all these things. We like all this drama. We don't like to keep it simple. We always like to keep it a secretive and make it a bit of a palace intrigue about injuries. I think injuries are the major thing right now with keeping things quiet and confused.
I was going to say, I don't think anybody wants to watch the game. We're all waiting to see what the next update is from Bangalore. Yeah? But as Sorabh and Sridhar, one thing.
Oh, yeah.
Just going back to what we were saying, when Chandresh was with Delhi back then it was Daredevils, right? We were at Aero City. He very nicely got like a few of us journalists there for interviews. I was there. My wife Meha was there. Anand Vasu was there. And a fourth guy. I think we've spoken to Mayank and Shreyas Iyer was there. While we're talking, there was a father and his son. They'd gotten the autographs of everyone in that room. They saw me talking. They're like, "Ye bhi player hai kya?" And we don't know what to say because you want to take the bait and have fun with it, but then you're like, "Yeah, bechara, beta ke saath khada hai." That was one of the funny times I remember.
You should have signed it with a cricketer who is completely like you said, with love, Andre Russell. Like just throw them off completely. Like, wow, Andre Russell looks different. Yeah.
No, I think with discussing how much haze is there in Guwahati right now. I think there's more haze around NCA and Bangalore.
Yeah. By the way, I'll give some context, okay? Because Chandresh has, as Jamie's also, you've had like a pretty storied career involved in admin and all of that stuff behind the scenes with cricket. So you've seen more things than I think most of us would have. Like as cricket fans, you'd be like, I mean, and we've had conversations on the phone about many things as well. Is there a lot of times when you're involved with these cricketers and they say something to you, and in your head you're like, public mein mat bolne na. Like this would happen a lot.
No, I know of a time when I was with the IPL, there has been a time when there has been a typical clerical error on something, and the hell breaks loose, and the media claims that they corrected the thing, but it was a simple clerical error of somebody missing out something. And all these get stored in your mind, after a point
Yeah,
of
yeah,
time. You kind of laugh about those situations. There are certain things that happen that you laugh about, and you have a good time about it after a point of time. And I think once you're a journalist for a while, like Jamie will tell you, you realize that there is only that much you can do up to a point. uh,
yeah,
because frankly, at the end of the day, Jamie, I, every one of us have to eat uh, at least 3 meals a day. And so we realized, like, Jamie is now a full-fledged actor as well. He does a lot of shows. I'm still waiting for his movie to release, and I've shared the trailer with him once, and he promises
So
me
am
that
I.
it will it will never release.
12
But
साल हो गया.
so I think what happens is that when you're on the other side, you realize uh, the cricketers are also humans after a point of time, and they also have their own insecurities. They have their own little imagination about how the world is. But it's very important to have that kind of experience, I think, because it rounds you off as a personality, because you understand from both sides. What you think is a major miss may actually be a simple error on the part of someone, and then you start canceling out stories if you ever go back to being a journalist or a writer or anything.
yeah, yeah. By the way, India is 36 for no loss in 3.4. I actually want to talk to you guys about Wayne Parnell, because Wayne Parnell is playing for South Africa. He's actually arguably probably confirmed his place in the side. I mean, it was quite interesting to me that Ngidi was sidelined because Parnell can bat as well. But it's quite interesting with T20 cricket for somebody like, because he's been around for a really long time. Like, I don't know how old he
Yeah.
is, but he's been around for a really
He
long
doesn't
time.
look like he's aging. Huh? I mean, I remember Parnell
Yeah,
from so many years. He looks the same. And
yeah,
and, and I
33.
don't I
Yeah.
don't see any improvement in his bowling also. By the way, I don't know if it's only me, but it's been similar throughout his career.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Parnell,
No,
Chandresh, he was in Virat Kohli's batch, right? Under 19,
yeah, I
2008.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, Parnell has gone through a lot of changes in his life as well.
Yep.
In terms of, he changed his religion, he became Walid Parnell, and
Oh,
I think he's still back to being Walid, or he's Wayne Dylan Parnell, or I don't know what. So he's been through a lot, and he, for a while, he also started playing in county cricket as well, and then because thanks to Brexit, they all had to come back. Riley Rosso,
Yeah.
Parnell, because the
Yep.
Kolpak system ended. So you had all these guys coming back. So you'll see a lot of these South Africans coming back into the
Yeah.
lineup very soon. So they'll have a lot more, or they may all go to New Zealand for all you know.
Yeah. Okay, so this is an important question which is coming from Faisal Sharif, who says, "Hey Chandresh, does South Africa have a chance in the T20 World Cup?" The question is there any team that doesn't have a chance in the T20 World Cup? Like, okay, let's rule out countries that are definitely not going to win, because I think everyone has a chance.
yeah, Ireland has no chance.
Ireland, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, yeah. They win
Maybe
two
let's.
losses. You never know. Yeah,
Yeah,
How about
but
Zimbabwe?
yeah, yeah,
no, I think because they'll miss Lalchand Rajput as the coach,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
because he was with the Indian team when they won the T20 World Cup in 2007. But I think, answering Faisal's question, I think yes, South Africa does have a chance. I think South Africa does have a good team, and like you said, they fulfill the criteria of having a non-playing captain or a non-functioning captain.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna say they have no chance.
Like Jamie's like, no, let's not
Both
beat
they
around
both.
this is nonsense.
Let's not. South Africa next.
Okay, now Sridhar, do you think there's actually any chance of Bumrah? Like, I mean, it's a stress factor. It's not like he's going to get okay in like, for how many weeks you have?
I
21
mean, see,
days.
I was really
21
not
days.
surprised.
Today the
I
sources
was-
have changed the thing. Right now, you should keep track of the sources. The sources have said it's stress reaction, not the fracture.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I
So
think, see, as soon as the news came out, I was really not surprised, because I think Bumrah has been carrying the weight of India's bowling on his back for so long, a fracture had to happen somewhere on his back. Right? But yeah, I mean,
I like the
like,
pause
like
after that. You're like, hey, listen, you've had 3 amazing zingers so far, so it's all good. But do you think he's out, Chandresh, Jamie? Do you think what your name is? Jumesh Otter is confusing me. Every time I'm looking at you, I'm like, is his name James or Jamie?
See, till the time, sources said that he's not going to the World Cup. I thought he will go,
Yeah.
but the moment Sorabh Ganguly said he's still not ruled out, I understood he's definitely not going.
Yeah.
So the golden rule is whatever Sorabh says, assume it to be the opposite.
Oops.
Yeah.
Well said. That's so.
Yeah.
That is the second most truthful thing said on this show so far. Both of them came from Chandresh. So yeah.
But so do you think there's no chance, Jamie? No chance at all, right? I mean, it's like this is
I mean-
impossible almost.
Look, like Chandresh just said, who do you believe? And if you believe something, like I said one thing, I got a call saying, ye kyun bola, ye kyun? No one actually knows, right? The fact is, even if it's a stress reaction still takes 4 to 5 weeks, right? So even if it's, let's say, miraculously 3 weeks, does that mean he boards the next flight and he goes there? Forget about it. He might not have a stress fracture, but he's not going to the World Cup. He might go to Australia and be with the squad. It's humanly next to impossible to come back from any kind of thing. Or मान लो कहीं से miraculously एक match भी खेल लिया. It's going to be the kind of Bumrah we saw in these 2 matches. Something was clearly off with him. So let's not beat around the bush. He's not going.
The strangest reason I've heard is that they are certain that he'll be fit by the time India reaches the semi-final. Matlab, that has got to be the most positive, pragmatic, positive approach that you can ever have. That he's preparing for November, not for October.
Yeah.
And semi-finals. I mean, yeah, seriously.
Yeah. He's going to be ready in like the 41st over of the final. That's when he's going to be. They're like, he's confirmed. He's definitely on the bus, which is going to celebrate in Australia. That's it. He's not going to be in the turn. Look, yeah. He's going to be
Or
the one
Bombay.
hoisting. Yeah.
Or
He's
Bombay.
gonna be hoisting KOHLI. Yeah. Yeah, Bombay. That's it. But Sridhar, what do you think of this substitute? Because currently it seems like they've gotten Siraj only for these 2 matches, but it seems more likely that Deepak Chahar will step in. What do you think?
I think so. I don't know. Siraj, it's always, I don't know. Some days he takes wickets, and the other days he plays for RCB. So I don't know. Yeah,
But
I guess my guess is Deepak Chahar should play. If not for Bumrah going there.
But I think the best thing about Indian cricket right now is that we all speculate because they put out perfunctory 4-line press releases with just here's the team chosen. आपको जो समझना समझ लो, हम नहीं बताएंगे. आपके ऊपर है. अब now they have chosen Siraj, Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur and Mukesh Kumar for the ODI series, which means when the team goes to Australia on 6th of October, Siraj and Deepak Chahar and Shreyas Iyer and Ravi Bishnoi, who are all part of the reserves, won't be flying. So which means that rules out Siraj. I'm just going by process of elimination right now. It could be Shami who's going to...
Using too much logic for Indian team selection, which I don't think is...
No, I'm just going by because they give us homework. Whenever they send out a press release, they give everybody who receives the press release a homework. आपको जो समझना समझो और जो बकना बको उस तरह से.
But Chandresh, I have a question for you again. You've been on both sides, right? You've been the reporter waiting for those releases. Then you've been part of the process where you need to send them out, right? What do you make of what's going on under this selection committee? There's nothing. There's no explanation. Give something, right? Or do you see it like times have changed? Deal with it.
The times have changed. Deal with it. तो एक approach है. But the thing is, 16 टीम है World Cup में. 15 टीम ने बताया कि World Cup का टीम क्या है, क्यों है. In fact, in New Zealand, they went to Martin Guptill's school, where he studied in primary school, and did the press conference because he's playing the 7th consecutive T20 World Cup. And so they wanted to celebrate that moment. In India, it's nothing. And certain times, the teams are chosen, it's released after 2-3 days. So I think the board needs to put its foot down and say it has to come from the board. Somebody in the board has to say we want to say something, we want to put. But the problem is more often than not when they say something, they tie themselves in knot. And so Rahul was put in the spot yesterday saying that, and the same Rahul said Jadeja is still not ruled out for the T20 World Cup. and Jadeja is gone.
That was a shockingly
So
bad press conference yesterday.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's happening, and communication is the biggest bane right now. There are only couple of people who know what is happening, and couple of people who don't
Yeah.
know speak out of turn, and there are always sources putting out extremely opposite information about what
That
is
might
happening in
change.
Indian.
I think communication will get better. India has 5G now, so it is going to change. We get more
Does the
clarity.
BCCI have 5G though?
Listen, I just want Shastri to do a press conference saying, "Hey, listen, we just want to say that WG Grace and Gary Sobers are not ruled out for the Indian team this year. They have a chance. We are reviving them. Yeah, they're still in contention. We try to figure it out." Okay, we have a
The
lot of
best,
comments. Sorry, go ahead.
I think the best, following up on what Jamie said, the best is that right now I know journalists who spend time refreshing their email inbox because no one knows when the press release might come. Last year, a press release came at 11 o'clock in the night.
Wow.
So, like, nobody has any work. So, my theory is that right now, because Navratri is going on, we might get all the press release during the day so that people can play Garba in the night.
And I'll go with the color of the Garba. Okay, India is 57 for no loss, and very interesting things are happening. 6 overs, 57 for no loss. Rohit Sharma is batting on 29 of 25, and KL Rahul is batting on 25 of 11. So, quite an interesting turn of events, friends. For
Yeah.
everybody who's been going on about KL Rahul for the last few days. Also, I love these kind of comments. Fried Sugar says Sridhar is a comic question mark. And then Shweta says Sridhar OP. So I like how you're being complimented and dissed in the same breath.
Thanks. It comes with the job.
Yeah. It's, okay, Grim Fandango has said we don't have many options. Now I wanna explore one thing with all three of you, which is that everybody, including like me, who of course is one of the most important voices in Indian cricket, a lot of people have been going on about Umran Malik, right? And I was also like a little surprised by him not being there. And then I saw the stats of India A versus New Zealand A, and even though it's red ball cricket, which is slightly different, etc., he I think bowled 28 overs and took 1 wicket across the 2 Test matches that he played. So do you think he's still not ready for the big leagues, or are we just being overtly cautious after our previous experiences with certain people who've not played enough matches and drafting them straight into tournaments like this?
Yeah, I don't think Bumrah is there yet. I think the time will come when he will bowl 130 kilometers per hour and swing the ball both ways. Then he'll be in the team, and that will happen.
If this was Pakistan, they would have picked him, played him. He would have played for 3 years, and in 3 years' time, we would have forgotten about him. But I think because they sort of like, I think it's an interesting one, and because he's not picked in the ODI squad against South Africa, I have a feeling that he'll go as one of the reserves. And the other name that I think nobody's talking about right now is Kuldeep Sen. I think the way he bowled against New Zealand A, he was bowling at pace, and even in the Irani Cup right now, he was bowling well. Both Kuldeep and Umran, I'm pretty certain, are going to go to Australia in the reserves. Basically, they'll be bowled into the ground. That's what happened with Navdeep Saini, Avesh Khan, and Khalil Ahmed. They kept bowling net bowlers for 3 years, and by the time their time came, all of them are spent. And Navdeep Saini gets injured. So, that's the problem right now. And I have something tells me maybe Kuldeep Sen could be like a left field choice, because somehow in the last 1.5 2 months with India A and with this Irani Cup, he's really risen in the ranks. And what has helped him is the fact that people like Mohsin Khan are injured and some others are injured. Prasidh Krishna is unwell. So all these things have helped his case. But I'm pretty certain that, I don't know if you saw Umran Malik bowl a Yorker to Jaydev Unadkat yesterday. It was searing pace, 147, and it reminded me of the Pakistanis of the past. So I think it's going to be an interesting one for the selectors.
I think that's the thing, right? The fact that, yes, he came into the limelight after one pretty good season for Hyderabad. Then he went to Ireland. Didn't do much there. I think it's like you said, Sridhar, a little bit too soon to judge. But the fact that he was ushered into this Irani Cup match, on short notice, bowled really well. He got that Yorker. I think with these kind of players, because we know that they are rare players. I would just want to throw him into the deep end, see where he goes. If he fails, we tried, right? You don't want to wait too long to try these guys. And I think when it comes to Australia on those pitches, especially with Bumrah 99.999 whatever it is percent not going there. Isko le lo, try, right? All this talk about Mohammad Shami now. Mohammad Shami is not a T20 bowler. Mohammad Siraj is not a T20 bowler. I think Sridhar aptly said it. I can recall 2 matches in 4 or 5 seasons where he's actually done something, right? Keep these guys for Test cricket. They're outstanding in Test cricket. Pick someone. You're not far away from the day where you're going to have a calendar for international cricket. Leagues are going to dominate. Let this guy just be your, your Taimal Mills who comes and bowls 4 overs. Usko bhul jao. Usko one day mat khilao. Test ka bhul jao. Play him. So take him to Australia. I hope he goes and I hope they play him because you don't want to be like, yaar, ye usme kis tha kya? Usme hai kuch. Usko khilao, yaar. That's my thing on it.
And you know the best part about Indians is the denial. We live in the state of denial. कि जब भी ऐसा कोई फास्ट बॉलर आता है ना पहले बोलो अरे नहीं यार ये तो ना इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड पेस है यार ऐसा कुछ नहीं है ऐसा कुछ नहीं तो फर्स्ट टाइम आई सॉ वरुण आनंद वाज अ विजय हजारे ट्रॉफी फाइनल अगेंस्ट गुजरात back in 2011 I got so excited I spoke to few of the ex cricketers they said नहीं ये सब इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड पेस है and he was actually bowling 150 बोलते नहीं वो speedometer and the best thing is people नहीं speed meter खराब है यार चलता नहीं है वो आईपीएल में हमेशा वो लोग ज्यादा बताते हैं और वो ऐसा बकवास है विजय हजारे ट्रॉफी में क्या होता है सो वी लाइक टू पुट डाउन आवर ओन चांसेस ऑफ हैविंग अ प्रॉपर ऑटोनॉट फास्ट बॉलर and then when it comes now we don't know how to handle it's like इसको कैसे हैंडल करें अभी आ गया अभी हम लोग इतना मेहनत किया बुलाने को आजा आ गया तो फिर पता नहीं कैसे हैंडल करें उसको
but it's actually interesting what you just mentioned about like Pakistan just drafting in these quicks like super fast. Like every second, like right now, I mean, they're playing. Hey, there's a snake on the field. Oh my god! But we've already filed our taxes. What's happening, guys?
There is now.
Yeah, there's a snake, and Quinton de Kock is like smiling with KL Rahul, and
there it is.
Oh man, the number of memes that will flow from this is.
The snake is come. Now the rain is coming.
I can imagine a meme saying Urvashi Rotel out there to check out Rishab Pant.
And what Jamie just said, snake is come, so rain is going to come. Dude,
rain,
pakka. Ground stuff coming in to get rid of the snake. And also, somebody's going to say,
Brahmastra promotions going out of hand. Nagin on the field.
The new super stopper
that is
they really need to go back. This is such a this is the kind of thing that I love happening in the subcontinent where sometimes a dog comes. I haven't seen a dog on a field in a long time, but a snake is a brand new.
I don't think I've ever seen a snake on the field before.
I can't recall.
I can't recall as well.
Yeah.
No, imagine
dogs,
a snake
birds.
Stands, man, it's stampede. Like they better catch it before it exits the.
And the way Indian grounds are designed, you can get in at your in your time, but getting out is the responsibility of the ground staff, the stadium staff. You may get in, but you cannot get out. So you're like in a cage. So you're right, stampede is awaited over there.
Yeah, but it's also a pretty tiny snake. So yeah, I think it's the crisis has been averted, guys. I don't know what they did to the snake, but it's gone. And by the way, weird things are happening today. KL Rahul is batting at a strike rate of 200. Snakes are coming on the field. So this is what's happening. When KL Rahul starts batting in this kind of conditions, even animals are like, we don't know what to do with ourselves. They're like, let's go and celebrate. KL is in form, guys. But great start by India so far. Do you think this is the final squad we're going to be playing, by the way? Do you think this is like the squad that we have in the last... Like, is India, because it's 2 chances before the World Cup, barring the warm-ups and all. Do you think this is the actual squad we're going to be playing, or we're still going to be tinkering around with it?
Does anyone really know? Sorabh Ganguly might say something. We've actually reached that stage, despite knowing all the hurdles, all the inconsistencies. Actually, don't know. I think had you asked this question a week ago, we would have said, "Yaar, Jasprit Bumrah and Harshal Patel coming back after the Asia Cup were going to be the only changes." But now with Bumrah, like we said, probably not being there, बहुत कुछ हो सकता है यार.
बिल्कुल. And Jadeja also, they said he's been carrying the injury for a long time. We don't know half the things that are happening. I understand that you need to keep things quiet and not reveal everything, but there's a limit to it as well. ये थोड़ा ज्यादा हो जाता है हमारे यहाँ पे, मतलब इन सेंस ऑफ कीपिंग ऑल क्लोक एंड डैगर थोड़ा ज्यादा हो जाता है। और चहल है, मतलब अश्विन का रोल क्या पता नहीं, मतलब एज इन इज प्लेइंग दिस सीरीज, नो वन नोज हिज रोल।
No, his role is post-match review on YouTube. That's what.
Which he does well.
Yeah.
He's pre-retirement Shoaib Akhtar right now. But listen, okay, can we? You know what I've been really enjoying over the last few days. I would love to see if anything else we have to contribute about the whole Mankading issue, or as Abhijit Ganguly tried to rephrase it, calling it the Ashwin, because Ashwin is the guy who will probably embrace it, right? Like with Mankad, with all the baggage that comes with that. Like just calling it the Ashwin would be like, yes, I am the Ashwin, I'm a brave bowler, all that stuff. He'll go for it, okay? So I love how we've reached colonialism pretty fast with regards to that also. We're like, this is colonialism. I'm like, guys, come
Did
on.
you guys read Harsha Bogle's thread on
I did,
Twitter?
yeah.
That's where he's going with this.
Yeah,
It sounds like we finally got our reparations from the British for all those times.
I think Harsha also apologized for calling Deepti Sharma a girl. So so I think that things got a bit touchy over there as well. So that's why he was trending on Twitter, and then Ben Stokes responded to him, which means that Harsha is followed by Ben Stokes on Twitter. So that's I don't know it's good thing for whom, but I think that थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया, boring हो गया debate, हो गया run out. It's been, and today 2nd October, कल से सब okay हो गया, October 1st से rule change हो गया, सब कुछ ठीक है. I think now we shouldn't have this debate only. ICC ने कर दिया 1st October
So
से.
what is the change, Chandresh? Like, help me understand this. How does it run out now?
Just simply put, it is destigmatized. It is a legitimate run out. And it was
1st October. It was a legitimate out, right?
But now they have spelt it even more clearly that it is destigmatized. So that's the simple way to describe it. And ये मानकड़ हम तो थोड़ी बोलते हैं कि मतलब bottom हो गया वो या Ben Stokes हो गया वो, ये क्या मानकड़ लगा रहेगा.
Ben Stokes हो गया तो we say it a lot.
maybe that boundary that Ben Stokes got in the final can be called a Ben Stokes.
Yeah, but also like it's so interesting because he talks about like, look, again, much like you guys, I'm sick of the, and please don't get offended that I called you guys, but much like it's just gotten reaching a point where even Ben Stokes, when that boundary happened in that final, he looked very apologetic about the whole thing, right? Where he did this and all that stuff. And the thing is, so did Deepti Sharma. Like if somebody's veering out of the crease for 72 balls, after a point you're like, kya kare hum log? And so it's very interesting where I think there's a guy called Peter something, I've forgotten his name, who's been tracking how many people have been getting out of the who's
is it Peter
He's an American.
Yeah, he's a bit of an odd man out. He's an American who loves cricket.
Yeah. And then he said that Moeen Ali and all of these guys, even against Pakistan. There's a guy called Peter something, who Chandresh mentioned right now. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Aram se Jamie, take your time. Okay. So let's take a few comments that have been popping in as India motoring along 83 for no loss. Which is that Kumar Sanu once again says, Mr. Pant and Co, please opine on this. The chatter around KOHLI has gone down drastically after his 71st.
I think I know I got attacked on Twitter and on my YouTube channel as well for talking about KOHLI, but I feel that in this T20 11, KOHLI has to open. He can't be batting at number 3. I think that it's a mistake that India is making, and I think that for a very long time I felt that he should be opening. I think that chatter to kam ho gaya because he got the 71st, but I think कभी-कभी ऐसा दिन होगा. But last T20 against Australia, after after Surya got out, we got into a bit of a spot of bother till he hit a 6 in that 19th over, I think, and things came back to normal. Last 20th over, yeah. So I think that chatter will always be there because I think there are too many players who are like, and I know I'm going to get attacked for this, that there are too many players who do only one thing in this lineup. So that's a problem for me.
Like one thing you mean
Yeah.
like as in?
As in, they are only batting or only bowling. मतलब एज इन देर सो मतलब ऐसा कोई नहीं है, मतलब पंड्या को निकाल दो, ऐसा कोई नहीं है जो एक से ज्यादा चीज करता है. देर आर सर्टेन डेज यू मे नीड एन एक्स्ट्रा बॉलर, लाइक इन द एशिया कप यू हैड मैचेस अगेंस्ट पाकिस्तान, you had
I,
4 bowlers plus Pandya.
you know
I
what?
think that's a
I was thinking about this, Chandresh. Like back in the day, you always had this Suresh Raina coming and randomly bowling 4 overs, right? Like you had people
Yeah.
Yeah,
who were batsmen who would just come and bowl those odd overs. I don't know why they don't do it anymore. Like I'm sure,
bowling machines.
yeah,
bowling machine, and also then you have guys who come and do the sidearm throw at the nets. They have a
Yeah.
Sri Lankan, for God's sake, to do that. They've hired a Sri Lankan to come and just bowl at the nets, and there's one more guy. There are 2 guys in the team who are just doing throwdowns for the players. They're throwdown specialists. So they're very clear. Why should we exert ourselves in the nets? I also have a feeling that it's also a case of itna paisa mein itna hi milega. So like they don't, like IPL auction, they don't put themselves down as all rounders. They put themselves down as a batsman or a bowler. So they believe that why should we do something extra that we don't get paid for? That's the attitude that it's come
I
down.
think the last legendary all rounder we had who was a batsman proper was Kedar Jadhav. I think after that,
Yeah.
after that passion has stopped being.
Yeah.
Listen,
Kedar
Kedar Jadhav,
Jadhav, every time he came, he would get a wicket for the team.
yeah.
Yeah.
He would
don't have
always get a wicket every time he came. I want to see Kedar Jadhav's stats as a bowler because I think it would be quite interesting to see his stats. Okay, his economy was 5.1. For his average was 37.8. He took 27 wickets in 73 matches, dude. That's pretty effective.
Very important wickets at very important times in the match. He would come and break a partnership out of nowhere.
Yeah. So do you think Kedar Jadhav is what India needs right now? Is the question we're all asking ourselves.
Absolutely.
So if you're looking for a like replacement for Kedar Jadhav, they are in Guwahati. They just have to call Riyan Parag.
Yeah. Well, who was it? Simon Dole, who said that he needs to get off Instagram and score runs. Some weird thing he said, and then next match I think he won them the match, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm on Instagram also," something like that.
And that dance and stuff, good fun.
I love these kind of petty things. It's always fun to watch. Okay, quite a few more comments are coming. By the way, water shot from Rahul says Gaurav Lima.
Yeah.
And this is great start by India so far. And 42 of 33 is Rohit, 47 of 21 is KL.
My guess is I think India will do really well batting wise. We'll score a massive total, and then our bowlers will show why we can't win matches.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
You think, by the way, today is going to be a test of because a lot of people were sort of dismissing India's last match where we got them 9 for 5. Even then, people are not happy because they're like, "Arey, we got bowling first in an easy pitch." I'm like, "But 9 for 5? Are you kidding me? Like that's like how much do you need really? Like what more than 9 to 5 is going to
No,
make you happy?
but no, you don't see the tactic, na. A lot of accusations have been leveled. Rahul Dravid is the wrong man. This is Dravid's tactic. We are so crap at the back end. Let's just finish the match in the power play. पहले ही wicket लेंगे तो game खत्म हो जाएगा ना. Tactic देखो यार.
Yeah.
खत्म करो मैच को.
A question is coming from Jamie, just to take a diversion away from cricket. Shubham Yadav says, "Hey, Sorabh asked Jamie, is his sex life is as much exotic to come into Coffee with Karan?" I don't know where this question comes from, but feel free if you want to answer that.
He said sex life. He says exotic. He said came, and he said coffee with Karan. भाई ऐसे सवाल को लेके ना तुम हमको मरवाओगे यार. See, I'm not. Look, I thought, what if one day I get to that maqam where Karan Johar even knows who I am? तो अगर हम वहाँ पे पहुँच गए तो हम ऐसी बात करेंगे, left, right, and center. कोई नहीं. But yeah, it's it's great. It's great.
You're avoiding the question, Jamie. You're not answering the question.
Yeah,
it's great. And this is Diet Coke, by the way, just to if anyone has any problem. Diet Coke.
And this is water, by the way, just in case everybody has problems. Okay, this is a very serious question that's coming from Grim Fandango. Absolutely. Grim Fandango says, "Can we have an advisory panel for the Indian cricket team for the T20 World Cup? Shastri, Manjrekar, and Kamli." Now, by the way, 2 of those people are actually not a bad idea, I think, personally. Like, I would love to see Shastri and Kamli. Manjrekar, I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he'll say
No,
he'll
we
make
have the
everybody
advisory
sad.
panel. No, I think it's Vikrant Gupta who heads it.
Really?
Not wrong.
Yeah.
That
It's quite
asked that.
possible.
I don't know if he's a friend of yours, Chandresh. I just find it funny. That's it.
Yeah.
All of them are a friend, so that's not a
Vikrant
problem.
is exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think your choice of Shastri and Kamli is very interesting for an advisory panel.
Well,
I
I
So
think
think
Rohit Sharma is
maybe.
gone.
it depends who attends the meeting on time.
Oh, was Kambli also famous for being late? Or Shastri, I know, was famous for being late for meetings.
No, but Shastri
Yeah.
claimed that he was on time for because punctuality is something that apparently he learnt from an early life. That's what he claimed on Breakfast with Champions.
Ravi Shastri, is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
He always
Yeah.
knows when the bar opens, so he's on
First one in, last one out.
on time.
Yeah. I was waiting for where you're going to go with that. Like, there's going to be some bar-related reference. Like, yeah, what is it going to be?
His stories of his playing days in Glamorgan, Cardiff, legendary stories. Him and Wakar, legendary stories.
Like
Tell us a
what?
few, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Come on.
The hesitation.
Wakar and another local player were coming back one night driving. Matlab, hammer. And Glamorgan, Chandesh, I'm sure you've been. Glamorgan at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll see 5 people. तो रात को तो कोई नहीं होता, ठीक है? तो ये दोनों भंड होके आ रहे थे, and a cop, these two cops pulled them over. One cop happened to be a cricket fan, other cop did not like cricket at all, and he's asking Wakar for his ID. Other guy's like, can I get an autograph? The guy's like, मेरे को अपना काम करने देना. So it's because the other cop happened to be a die-hard fan, you know. He said otherwise Wakar would have spent the night in the slammer, यार. So these things ऐसा बहुत है वहाँ पे, and there's no pub in Cardiff that Shastri did not frequent.
Yeah, and he's right. I spent about 3 weeks in Cardiff during Champions Trophy 2013. 5 बजे सब बंद हो जाता है. आपको कार्डिफ में, एडिनबरा में मतलब हर दूसरा दुकान जो है वो डेंटिस्ट है या और बाद में सब बंद हो जाता है. पता नहीं, they are obsessed about their teeth in that part of UK. And 5 बजे सब बंद. Everybody is gone. Everything is shut. And the city goes to sleep. He's right. If they actually were driving at rapid speed in the night, you can imagine what's happening.
Yeah. But this is ultimate good cop, bad cop. Like like one of them is just pretending to like, yeah, I love cricket, and the other guy's like, I hate cricket, just to be with the format. But dude, you know what I was surprised to note is that Vakar Yunus is called Vicky Bhai.
Yeah.
Which I thought was an interesting shot. Like I didn't expect Vakar to be like, Vakar is a way more awesome name than Vicky. Like Vakar versus Vicky. Come on, like I know my choice. So yeah.
Kohli is
It could be worse. Could be like Twinkle or something, dude, like we do in Punjab. So
Twinkle Yunus is a great name for one of the best fast bowlers of all time. Hey, listen, let's quickly talk about Pakistan's bowling in this England series. Yeah, like I'm sure you guys have been watching some of the highlights and all, but Haris Rauf is probably currently, based on current form, one of the top 5 death bowlers in the world right now. Like, I don't know if you agree with that. He's been absolutely on target, just been killing it, taking responsibility and getting them over the line quite a few times. And also massive aggression, and also he seems to have that sort of confidence that I've done this before.
Yeah, and you know the story, we spoke about Pakistan just blooding fast bowlers. The story of Haris Rauf is amazing. In a crowd of millions, he comes and gets picked by Lahore Qalandars. Then he travels around the world, plays franchise cricket in BBL, and then comes straight into Pakistan's T20 team. He's also played Test cricket. Imagine, it wouldn't happen in India. There's no structure, as in they've tried to make a structure over there. There's no structure, and he's just come and he's become the premier bowler right now. And he's explaining bowling to, the funniest I saw, the post-match show of Pakistan, where he's explaining bowling to Wasim Akram in a post-match show just 3-4 days ago. And I was just amazed that this guy has so much confidence about himself that shows that he's explaining to Wasim, for God's sake, about bowling, and I was like, what the hell is going on over here? So that's Pakistan for you. And this guy, and the next thing you know, in about few years' time, he would have moved to England or Australia and settled down there and started playing county cricket. That's why the Pakistanis always have better county contracts than our cricketers, because our guys don't go and mix with all these, except Shastri. Very few Indians have gone and actually mingled with them because they are expected to be one of the guys. Our guys can't handle that when you are not superstar.
But also, Chandresh, they have to be allowed to go. For like a decade, no one is being sent. So I'm really glad to see our guys are giving the chance to go there. And just to link what you're talking about with Haris Rauf and death bowling, one reason is someone like a Haris Rauf. In fact, any country, they're playing so many leagues. Our guys are just playing the IPL, which is great to a certain level, but this development comes from playing in other leagues, right? So I hope the BCI allows, and the franchise allows someone like some young bowler like Umran Malik to go to the BBL. He could become as good as Haris Rauf. We don't know, but we have this straight jacket thing in hum ek hi league khelenge, So yeah,
very important point that jo bataya usne Jamie ne. But also the other thing with Pakistan in this series that is happening right now is that they are without Naseem and without Shaheen.
Yeah.
So imagine the depth they have right now, and England is even more crazy because they're playing with about 5-6 players who are not there in Pakistan right now. So imagine these two teams are not at their best, yet there has been so much drama around this series. So I think, and Butler is there, and I don't know, Butler's gone to Pakistan all the way just to enjoy the hotels of Karachi and Lahore. He's not playing.
No, but is he injured? Why is he not playing? I'm not understanding. Like I keep seeing him.
Got some injury. He was supposed to play after the first 4 games. He's still not played over there.
Yeah. Oh, wow, interesting.
And there's no point playing him now with the World Cup.
It's strange to see 7-match T20 series, right? Like I think that's a very rare.
Fantastic. No, like I didn't expect to like it, and now I'm like, dude, can we have 35 series? Let's just keep playing. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's
called IPL, Sorabh. It's called IPL.
Bilaterally. No, IPL is going to be 86 matches by next year. I don't know how much it's going to be. It's going to be a lot.
94.
I think 3 years time it will be 94 matches. He's right.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Wow.
So you can travel somewhere, go for a holiday, come back, and it is still going on. It's like the 2007 50 World Cup in West Indies.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Okay, Uday Grover has a question, and actually this is connected to our topic earlier about Umran Malik. He says, please talk about Sean Tate.
I think what he said in the press conference the other day.
Yeah.
He started off by saying that, I think he's talking about that.
But do you think with Umran Malik, right, like it's so interesting that as soon as Dale Steyn comes into the picture, Umran Malik is immediately like on another level, and without him he seems a little different. So should we just keep it in his contract that if you want to play for India, you have to have Dale Steyn in your luggage somewhere? Like that's what's required for him.
मतलब इंटरेस्टिंग है ना, मतलब जैसे ही वो इंडिया के पास आने लगा, people start talking about Dale Steyn, forget Irfan Pathan, who first spotted him. So then it becomes something like that. So, but who will afford? The BCCI can afford Dale Steyn, I'm sure.
Yeah, they can afford.
Obviously, आराम से. They already have Paras Mamre, they can have Dale Steyn as well.
Yeah, I mean, with due respect to Paras Mamre, I think they're both the same level. I think Paras Mamre was the Dale Steyn of his generation. Listen, I love Paras Mamre. He's also shaven his head recently, so big fan. Yeah. Jamie, you're saying something.
No, I'm saying out. Review.
We reviewed it.
KL doesn't
see. But KL hit a 6 to get us to 50.
He got a 50.
55-24, 57-27. Yeah. Great, man. I like to. You know what? It's good that KL seems to be playing with some, I think, little bit of anger to prove some points to people, or maybe that's just the instruction that's coming from the top to him, which is good signs for India.
I was just gonna say, no one's referenced the Gujarati who's come back to India from South Africa yet. No, आज खेल रहा है नहीं ना? On October 2nd, नहीं? Okay. Just in case I was late. Just in case, but take it.
Maharaj.
Keshav.
He's a Gujarati. I didn't know that. Oh, wow. I mean, that's pretty.
You know the story about Keshav Maharaj and Kiran More, right? 92 when they went there, he apparently saw his fingers and said that this guy is going to be a cricketer. Kiran More saw his fingers, just his fingers. Yeah, that's the story. So on the 92 tour.
Good hands.
so and that's a story that came out when Keshav Maharaj was first picked in the South African team a few years ago.
Listen, seeing somebody's fingers is fine as long as, yeah. I mean, but also there's a boy, so I'm not going to get into this. There's a young boy that time, so I'm just going to shut up with all the jokes in my head.
You've done the boy thing already, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Sorabh, no more jokes. No.
Yeah, no more. Jokes.
Achha, I like it.
Okay, great knock by KL, man. I thought after all that people have been talking, including some people like Sridhar and me, going on about KL for a while now. KL, you're welcome. It's all because of people like us that
the motivation that we give from outside the field.
Yeah. I'm sure he listens to every word of 9 billion people talking constantly about some rubbish. Okay.
No, his celebration is this. Like, he has a celebration, he shuts the noise.
Yeah.
No, he celebrates when he scores runs. So he doesn't do this much. Otherwise, yeah.
Okay, Karan Shrigiri has a comment which is Umran is as ready as Urvashi was ready to meet Rishab Pant. Just unnecessary comments popping in. Always a fan of these kind of comments. Well done, good job. I've been saving that for a while now, so yeah, it's finally come out. Okay, I got to ask you guys about Surya Kumar Yadav, number 2 T20 batter in the world right now. Number 1 is Mohammad Rizwan. Pretty fair actually, right? With regards to, usually these rankings are relatively dubious, but in this regard, it's pretty.
I worked on it for 4 years when I was at the ICC.
Oh shit! No, what I'm trying to say is the rankings were really great.
Chandresh, where have you not been in the cricketing world?
I'm not doing
I can't believe Chandresh has done so much in his career. He's on this podcast with us. It's just honestly, it's just the lowest point
How
of his
he's
career.
fallen. He went from where to here. What has happened to your career, Chandresh? You're here.
From ICC to this, I don't know.
215 people watching and all. What's happening here?
Yeah.
So on what basis was it like all bases essentially like a fantasy cricket thing that XYZ number of points equals to whatever, or was it based on some other things that we didn't know, these rankings?
So these rankings are, you're right in a way that the test match, the team rankings and the player rankings are developed by two separate people, and both are complicated. They have tried to complicate it to a large extent, and if you try to explain reason to them, they wouldn't accept it. So I think that can you imagine test match team rankings? They don't take into consideration home and away series wins.
Wow.
So if you win in Bangladesh or if you win in Australia, it's the same thing. So imagine that's the kind of thing. And player rankings also, I think that मुझे लगता है कि especially T20 rankings is a bit of a waste, because I think that T20 it is so volatile and the opportunities for batsmen to score big is so limited, or the methodology at some level is the same as it is for tests and ODIs. I think team rankings and player rankings in T20 cricket shouldn't exist only. Because India is number 1 T20 team, but we still don't believe that India is a favorite for the World Cup.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
But what is the logic behind not having home and... Sorry, go ahead, Jamie. Go ahead.
No, but I'm just saying, right? When India left the last T20 World Cup last year in the first round, basically having lost, I think by the time the team lost to Pakistan, we knew that it's next to impossible. And when he lost to New Zealand, right? So going from that and then one bilateral series win away against a lethargic, fatigued New Zealand, and I saw this release, they're ranked number 1, and I'm like, is anyone buying this, right? So for the long time, and Chandesh rightly said, you have the EPL, something has been around for donkeys years. Just pick it up and do the same kind of thing, na home and away. But nay, we just I'm very confused.
And the funniest is April 2nd, 2011, India wins the World Cup. In the world of team rankings, it is just another day.
Yeah.
So if you win the World Cup Like that's the pinnacle of ODI cricket, but you're not the number one ODI team.
Yep.
So at some level they are right in their logic, but the other level is that it doesn't add up in people's minds. So
Yeah.
you at the end of the day you have to simplify it for the public at large. If you don't simplify, you'll have people crying conspiracy and everything. So I think at some level people need to get real at times.
I think ICC rankings are a lot like the exit polls before an election. I don't think they really make any difference or make any sense. It's just a metric.
Yeah, people
I
say
think-
what you want to hear. They're
Yeah.
like, is this, like I was always confused when David Milan was one of the top T20 batters. It was the top T20 batter in the world, and I was
Yeah.
like, what? When? Who? What is this? And then I see him bat even right now, and I'm like, why is this guy like? He's okay. He's like his strike rate is about 136. Occasionally, once every 6 matches, he'll score at a higher rate, and I'm like, whatever. I don't get the hype.
The earlier avatar of these player rankings, for example, the Cooper and Libran ranking, used to take
Yeah.
note of the fact that run kiske samne bana. So like Graham Goods 333 against India was not that important because it came against a very ordinary Indian bowling attack. But his knocks against West Indies would get a higher rating because the bowling attack was better than India. So I think all these sort of things, nuances need to be considered as well. Varna, matlab as in, if India wins a Test series in Australia twice, by that logic, India should be like the top team at that particular time, but they are not. So your logic doesn't add up only. Uske wajah se.
I think the only one benefiting from the ICC rankings is MRF. I don't think anybody else really cares much.
Is it still the rankings or what? Is it MRF rankings?
Yeah,
I think so.
Oh, wow.
MRF.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes
Okay,
they do changes only because MRF needs more mentions or more visibility as a brand. It's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
that's the reason.
I heard they can stop those rankings anytime because of MRF, and then they can restart it immediately. That's the- Okay, we have Gaurav Daga who says, surprised to see Chandresh sir in a comedian's channel. yeah. All of us are. We've discussed this. He should not be here. He's an esteemed man. Why is he here? This is all we are questioning since when. Okay, Grim Fandango says India.
No, I think the only reason probably Chandresh came on this stream is because someday when he writes his biopic, he has to
Yeah.
have a paragraph on weakest points in his life, right? Like there must be some... There was a time in my life when I agreed to go on this live stream.
Okay, Grim Fandango says India's win percentage is 67% for T20Is. That's good, right? I mean, that's pretty good in
Yeah,
fact.
it's 2% away from being in a good position.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But most of it you'll see comes in bilateral cricket, where teams come without their main players, and we don't play our main players. So it kind of a unequal kind of a setting. And when it comes to that, like in Asia Cup, you don't win, and you're out.
Yeah. Okay, a few things to mention. If you're watching, quite a few people watching, do give a like because we need to defeat the algorithms. That's all life is to defeat these things that human beings. I mean, talking about things like that are based on algorithms like rankings and for the ICC. Like, let's defeat these rankings. So give a like so that more people tune in. And if you're watching this later on, please give a comment and all that kind of stuff. And again, worth mentioning, we are going to be doing this for the World Cup as well. So that'll be a lot of fun as well. Okay, we have a question from Rohan Patil, which is quite an interesting question. By the way, India is 125 for 213 overs. Kohli's 8 of 7, and the sensuality of Surya Kumar Yadav is on 12 of 6. I mean, there's no better way to describe him than.
I have a suggestion, Sorabh. Sorry to cut you off, because before I forget. But I think you should have a section in your World Cup streaming for MRF discussing the rankings. Approach the brand. Tell them we have a lot of free brand mentions on the show.
Yeah. C8 presents to you, what's up with the MRF? Okay, so India is doing well. This is by the way, this is I think the average score. As I checked earlier, the average score in Guwahati in T20Is is some 140 or some absurd amount. So India are pretty much close to crossing it already. Unless you think this is like, is this a great score or is this just a good pitch?
I mean, if Suryakumar Yadav can bat, to the 18th over, you're looking at a very, very good total. But like we discussed on this show, I mean, Sridhar pointed out, bowling a problem has. So, I mean, we've seen twice this year, once against this team, once against recently against Australia. 210, 211, 212, and the team won easily. So
Yeah.
can't say anything. Just like the BCI also.
इंडिया इतना आसानी से बना रहा है, वो उससे भी ज्यादा आसानी से बना सकता है. मतलब just simply put.
Yep.
Yeah. That doesn't see much movement.
No, I mean it depends, Sorabh. It depends. If India loses the match, the pitch is batsman friendly. If India wins, then Indian batsmen are playing really well. So I think that's the answer.
Okay, we have a few more questions which just popped in. Where is this gone? Okay, there's an interesting question from Rohan Patil who says, who would go for at least $1 million in upcoming IPL auction? Green, Phil Salt, Harry Brook. Dude, Cameron Green is. Do you think he's still going to be out of the Australian side? Is that even possible now after the way he's been batting?
Depends on which side of the bed Mitch Marsh wakes up 10 days from now. वो बहुत नाजुक है मतलब ऐसे he's so handled with care. मतलब I think he just gets up from the bed and he gets injured.
और वो स्टोरी में भी तो ऐसा है चंद्रेश. So they have two such players, right? Two such players. If their form doesn't last and there's even a slight doubt, it's a home World Cup, right? So they can draft in anyone any time of the day. So I would not be surprised if Cameron Green comes in at any stage.
I think Green, it's very easy because he just has to catch a metro to reach the stadium.
But
I don't think it's very difficult.
I think with Green, he just has to take a step. He's in his house and he takes a step and he's in the stadium.
I think they'll give him a tent outside the stadium. Just like, wait, live here till the World Cup ends, just in case.
I think Phil Salt and Harry Brook may not get $1 million in their contract because I've seen whoever does well against India gets big money at the IPL because they haven't done well against India. Cameron Green did. So that's why he might end up winning $1 million. I think he went unsold last year, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
possible.
Is Chandresh, most of the IPL owners only watch India matches. I think it's probably why.
There are certain owners who will be surprised. Certain owners who watch every franchise tournament around the world. And I wouldn't take the name because my internet connection is very good. Certain owners watch a lot of cricket around the world. And they are more updated about a 100-wala match than
which is why they're winning. Which is why they're winning.
But they won't watch PSL.
Who do you like? I mean, look, one of the greatest T20 franchise stories has got to be who's the guy who broke the chandelier in the Pakistan hotel?
James Faulkner.
James Faulkner. I was in my head. I was like Franklin. Who said that I hadn't been paid, and then they said, "Hey, you sent it to the wrong email." And I was like, "That's one of the greatest stories I've ever heard." Like, dude, तुझे email करना नहीं आता, हम क्या करें?
नहीं, but that used to happen in the early 2000s. ना मेरे घर वाले email पे घर पे जाके check करना पड़ेगा. That used to happen a lot in the early 2000s. तो सही है.
Early 2000s is the new 2022 Pakistan.
Okay. Gaurav Daga says that Green was not there in the auction last year. I think Chandresh. Was he not? I don't know.
Possible.
Happily.
Yeah. India has banned anything green in any of its.
Including the dollar, by the way. That explains the exchange rate right now.
So if he was Pakistani, he'd be called Kamran Green, no? Bye.
That's what Kamran Akmal also used to do. He's like, ball green. That's what he used to do. This is the kind of jokes we're doing, guys. It's 8:12. We're watching the match. We're making jokes about green, grass, all sorts of things. This is the world we're in.
It's okay, Sorabh. At the end of the day, we're all greening.
Okay. Rishikesh Mishra has an interesting question. Don't you guys think this is the worst phase of Rishab's T20 career? And the irony is Pant came into consideration because of his amazing performance in IPL 2018. Was it 18? Isn't it the recent ones also? I mean, not the last one. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
the other flicking a six, man. It's just joy to watch. Oh
yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
It's a tricky one. I mean, I've got into these mini debates on this same point on Twitter and on YouTube comments. Yes, there's a perception that ye banda T20 khel ke aaya hai, but he also had like big runs, in Ranji Trophy cricket. Chandresh will tell you. I just think if you look at him right now, you assume he's an all-format player, but he's actually done diddly squat in T20 eyes, right? That is the one format where I'm not surprised. I've been saying this for the last year and a half. He's not nailed down his place. Rishabh Pant is a GOAT as far as I'm considered in the test game. He's finally finding his feet in one-day cricket, the last 6 months. But for his own trigger happiness, or maybe not having a permanent role, Chandresh, you can add more. This is a format where he's actually not held down. So I'm not surprised when he's dropped, every third match. अब क्यों कर रहा है वो नहीं पता, but
नहीं बिल्कुल सही है. और आई थिंक दैट एट सम लेवल कभी कभार ना इंडिया में फॉर्मेट्स कंफ्यूज कर जाते हैं. मतलब ऐसे वी कंफ्यूज फॉर्मेट्स. इफ समवन डज वेल इन वन फॉर्मेट उसको डालो दूसरे फॉर्मेट में. तो आई थिंक दैट इज द थिंग. एंड I think Dinesh Karthik, all credit to him, the way he has fought back and come back into the team. I think you should sort of applaud that. And I think uska role ekdam clear hai. I think he's only going to play till this World Cup, T20 World Cup. I don't see a role for him beyond that in this format or in the ODI format. So I think maybe the day India wins the World Cup, or maybe the day India exits the World Cup, you might see that he makes an announcement saying that he's retiring from international cricket. He will continue playing IPL if he's picked still in the IPL.
That'll be a great movie climax if he wins the World Cup, and I think it's a great script in the making.
Absolutely.
And then he commentates his own retirement. He literally he gets done, he runs. He's like Dinesh Karthik saying goodbye.
And then he gets onto that.
Dinesh Karthik.
What's that thing? It's called the scooter, that Segway type thing he was doing in England, which will add it to all. The last thing is he's dropped the mic and said DK out and head off on that and go to England and work for 5 years there.
Yeah. England, they're a big fan of him, especially because of his shirts. He used to wear some of the most exotic shirts possible. So that's what awaits him right now.
But you know what's so interesting about Dinesh Karthik, right? Is that also it's like Shoaib Malik versus Dinesh Karthik is a very interesting exercise to go through, because Pakistan seemed to need somebody in the middle order, but Shoaib Malik has said such weird stuff over the last few years, and he's basically alienated so many people. He's like, why don't they select me? I just said you suck, but come on, guys. Well, Dinesh Karthik has always endured himself well. He's always come up saying the right things and been a nice guy and all that. And I'm like, that counts for something in being selected, right? I assume.
I thought you were going to go to, they're both married to racket sport athletes, but you didn't go down that road, no?
See, I knew you would come with the layup there.
People have already asked me about that with the Karan Johar question, so there you go, yeah.
Okay. We have a shout out to Meha.
Man, Surya is killing it, huh? I don't know. He's in mood. He's in some mood today.
Oh.
Yep.
22 runs.
Stoppage for 6 over. Oh my God.
22 runs.
35, 13.
Craziness, man. Listen, there is. I can't think of. Okay, we'll come to Surya Kumar in a second, because we're talking about somebody else who's also classy person. Meha was fantastic TV journalist from back in the day. Big fan of her and Gaurav Kalra from CNN IBN days, because she appeared right now. Is what everybody.
She was there for like 1 second. I told her I'm doing a live, but she popped in.
Yeah.
No, I thought she came in because of all the bad jokes. Like, who are these people cracking these?
No, she won't even watch, so she has to watch to know what's happening. No. Acha, you and Sorabh again. Take it.
I think Jamie and me have done, and now Sridhar is joining the list of like people I'm just doing lives with constantly. Like after a point, we're going to be like, hey, do we talk about anything except cricket? And the answer is probably not. This is all we talk about. It's constant. But yeah, what I want to ask you is that in international cricket, do you think there's anybody more glorious to watch than Surya Kumar Yadav? I mean, there's something about, like, I know people are big fans of KL Rahul and Babar Azam and Kohli and all, but there's just something else about him where you're like, oh, those risks, all that.
I think Surya is right now probably the best T20 batter for India and in the world, because of the way he plays this format. I think he understands this format. So confident, yeah. As in he comes in and at any point of time, you don't see him hassled about the scoring rate or anything of that sort. And the way he played in that last T20 in England, that was breathtaking. I think he almost won that game for India in that match. So I think right now he's the best T20 batter, and India is blessed to have him. He probably played 2-3 years late for India. He should have probably been picked 2-3 years before he got actually picked. I think that's something that we have to live with, and he has to live with.
One more
just
six.
To add, one more six. It just goes back to what we were talking about the rankings. Mohammad Rizwan might be number one, but you look at the strike rate, you look at his problems he has. He's no way number one. batsmen in the world. I mean, I know Surya is number 2, but the gulf between them right now in current form is it should be like 1 and 8. That's my
Absolutely.
on that.
But again, it goes by the runs that you're scoring, not at the pace
Ah,
at which you're scoring. You know,
but वही है
that's a
ना,
flaw. हाँ,
exactly.
हाँ. तो मतलब वो ना वो just like in the movie Dil Chahta Hai, like you know that Sonali Kulkarni's first boyfriend. Every day he has to give a balloon to her from
Subodh.
that. Subodh, buy a balloon at the signal. Every day he has to do that. मतलब हम ऐसा करते तो ऐसा ही करेंगे.
Huh. So,
So
so
वो
you're saying
ऐसा.
Mohammed? I'm just imagining Mohammed Rizwan, each run he scores. Yeah,
No,
he
I'm
has to send you a
imagining
balloon.
the guy
You
who
you got a
invented innings.
you got an eminent sports journalist to talk about a movie while watching a match. That's what the stream is about.
And also a
This
very
is
random part of Dil Chahta Hai, not even like a mainstream part. It's about Sonali Kulkarni getting balloons. Where I'm like, what? And Jamie, by the way, immediately knows the reference and knows the guy's name.
So you can imagine what us ex-sports journalists were doing, watching more movies than watching cricket.
Yeah. Okay,
I
Rohan
frankly,
Patil, while
I enjoyed talking about it more than cricket half the time, Chandresh. बहुत हो गया यार cricket.
Absolutely. And we talk about serials as well of the 80s. He keeps putting up those
Yeah,
serials
yeah,
from
yeah.
80s. So I think that's the best part. Cricket तो बात करते रहते हैं.
I see Surya. I think what makes him very different in whatever I've seen is I think he's probably one of the most confident batsmen India has ever seen. Like I've hardly seen any batsman from India looking that confident from ball one. Like, he comes and he looks like he knows what he's doing, which is I think very rare. Like Indians generally are very
Short, yeah.
like humble and very slow to start with, but this guy is insane from ball one.
yeah,
Absolutely. Very confident.
you know
And
when
some
he did
shots,
that
he's making up
Mehuna
shots.
thing, when he did that Mehuna thing, in my head, I genuinely thought like, ugh. I mean, calm down, man. And then now I'm like, he's there, guys. Like, he's there. And so I've grown to love the guy, man. He's like, it's some incredible batting. I don't think I realized his import when he was in Mumbai Indians, and I'm assuming that people sort of see stuff in the nets and they're like, this guy's it for the future. So this is a question Rohan Patil has. Yeah, go ahead. Jamie, go ahead, please. Huh.
I think Gautam Gambhir once even said, na, कि one of my greatest regrets across those 2 title-winning things with KKR was not getting the best and not knowing what to do with him. So, dekh lo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
sorry,
I think he
I
came
cut you
into his
off.
own during KKR days. KKR is where he became.
It started there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Sridhar, Rohan Patil says, Sridhar, you've met Dinesh Karthik in person. How was the experience?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I had a shoot that I did with him for some work-related stuff. This was before the IPL season, by the way, where his actual finisher role was not something that people spoke about. It was still like a very back of the mind thing. And I met him in Bombay. We had a shoot, and the next day he was traveling to Bangalore for 4 days just to practice keeping from some coach. So essentially, he had planned his entire practice season before the IPL. Like on the day of the shoot, also in the morning, he had a session in MCA, the Brabant Stadium, where he had his role very clear in the head. He said, "I want to be that finisher for the Indian team," and his whole approach also before the IPL season was to build himself and have that skill set to play that finisher role. But the guy was very, very confident. And I mean, whatever limited conversations we had, he knew what he was doing, and it looked like he was putting all the work in place that was needed of him to do. But very classy, very humble, extremely chill guy. I mean, like the number of times he came and said, "Is the take okay? Can I do it again? You have the best take possible. You want me to do more?" So I think very fun guy to work with. He's the way he looks on the screen. Like he's not different off screen and on screen. He's exactly the way he looks on the screen. Very, very simple actually.
Listen, again, we were briefly bonding over Japanese murder mysteries, okay? Because he put out an Instagram story about some Japanese murder story he was reading. And then I went mad, okay? Because I've been reading a lot of them, especially during the pandemic, till a point where he's like, hey, man, I get it, okay? Just enough. So I think I was too over enthusiastic for DK, which is saying something. So, so yeah. Rohan Patil says, "Do you know he's done? DK has done engineering. Isn't that like most
Yeah.
cricketers from?
Who hasn't? Who hasn't done engineering is the question.
No, if you are from Madras or Bangalore, you have to have an engineering degree because we South Indians don't believe in keeping it simple. Adla irkatam, but you play, what will you earn?
Yeah. By the
50.
way,
Surya
Shai has
Kumar 50.
54 of 18
With the
balls, and I
six.
think that was a no ball.
Yeah.
Dude, they've been bowling a
Right.
lot of directs to him, by the way. I don't know if the ball is
Oof.
like slipping from the hands or what, but there's been a lot of directs.
Come say hi.
54 of 18. That is ridiculous, man. That is. Like,
Have you
Kohli's
guys
just
noticed,
chilling.
Sorabh, did you notice? Hi.
Hi.
Come.
What's happening? Hey, you guys are wearing matching shirts and all, man. Look at that. That's so nice.
Yeah, he's been asking for like weeks. So I thought आज का जो deal चल रहा है, so I got for him. So he's come. He's sketched. He's not written because he's that Vela. He sketched. When will you get off this lap? Like each word is like he's painted it also nicely.
Okay, did you hear that, Sorabh? It's Jamie did not get the T-shirt because he loves his son. It's because Amazon has Great Indian Festival.
Of course. No, I was waiting. If I have to buy this blooming jersey, I'll wait. No.
It's a sensible reason, yeah. Most
Yeah, I know. I had one more observation, Sorabh, in our series of Surya Kumar jokes. Did you observe as soon as he walked into the field, the haze disappeared because Surya is here?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
How do you do that shot? How does anybody even play that shot? I mean, that's too much. But ball seems to be like a significant due factor happening. 4 overs left, India 179 for 2. Kohli is on 18 or 14, but it doesn't matter. All he needs to do is give strike to Surya. Like, what a nice job to have. Like, enjoy yourself, beta. Live your life.
Is it one more no ball?
But yeah. Is it?
Yeah,
It's the replay.
Yeah.
it's a replay. It's replay.
Oh, Kohli is hitting.
Ah,
Now Kohli's got sixes. Wow.
See, Wayne Parnell hasn't changed much over the years. Is all I'm saying.
But listen,
been
that's
same.
like that's the 6th ball that has been bowled direct that's gone for 6 in the last 3 overs. So either they're trying to aim for the Yorker and missing it completely because of the due.
Hoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, is that the India jersey, Jamie?
It's a hybrid version. Yeah, let's just say that.
Yeah. It's a jersey that's on sale, Sorabh. That's
but even if it's a hybrid version, look at the logo on the leading.
अरे it's in the fine print, हाँ. एक button missing है, button उल्टा है, but ठीक है. But I bought like 5 of them, so I'm set for every show. People actually comment, you do these shows on cricket, you don't have one jersey. And Chandesh, I've always said, don't get into that zone, right? Because that's what we were told. But आजकल तो sale भी है, for Shridhar से कहते हैं, उठा लो 5-6 तो.
जब हम लोग मिलते थे क्रिकेटर से कभी सोचा ही नहीं फोटो लेना है, पर आजकल तो ये फोटो खींचा क्या इंस्टाग्राम पे डालना है.
I recently did it and I asked May, I feel really bad. मैं करूँ क्या? कभी नहीं किया. She like कर दिया. But it felt weird, man. कभी नहीं किया वो. But these are the times you got to do self promotion and also. Yeah.
All three of you
Wayne
have met a
Parnell
lot of
is
cricketers.
I think is a great bowler because he's taking the pitch out of the equation entirely. Pura full toss. Only full toss.
He not even knocked the umpire off.
Yeah, in the 3 years that he was out of cricket, he was actually a baseball pitcher. He forgot that you have to do something. Dude, this is
not just
honestly,
religion.
like,
Even the game he changed.
Yeah, but again, the thing is that it's like look at that. The whole replay. There's like literally. I mean, Surya Kumar is insane. I mean, that's incredible hitting. But there's so many directs there.
Oh man!
So
this is also a great shot by Kohli.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question from Sai Bhargav. Keep the questions coming, everybody. And also keep the dumb jokes coming. Make jokes in the chats that we can't make here so that I can pretend like, hey, what are these people saying? And then laugh at them. So go ahead and do that.
Shot.
Sai Bhargav says, question for everyone. If you just tuned into World Cup match, India needs 60 of last 5 overs and you're 5 wickets down. Which 2 batters are you hoping would be batting still?
Very easy for me.
Yeah.
Surya Kumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
I wouldn't think it would be Dinesh Karthik because I think in this team they have said that he can only come to bat in the 18th over. They don't want him to come to bat with 5 overs.
Exactly, well said.
I don't know. They have a contract with him till November 13th that he'll only bat in the 18th over. That's the day of the final. So I
Yeah,
think
it's the
that I
contract
think
they've signed with Dinesh Karthik and Bhuvneshwar Kumar for batting and bowling uh, separately.
By the way, we have Sana Shaukat who says love from Pakistan. Also loving your lame jokes. Thank you so much for using
Lame.
the French word lame, which means great jokes.
Lame.
And
the fact that she's watching us and not watching Pakistan play England means a lot.
yeah, thanks, Sana. And come on, what's happening? Listen, I got to figure out what's happening in the Pakistan match as well, because I mean, but again, with T20 cricket, it gets more exciting towards the end. Oh, England is 39-2. Okay, whatever. Who cares? Right now, we can't tune into two matches at the same
Now
time.
we know why.
Yeah.
Sana's
But it'll get
watching us.
exciting. All these Pakistan matches, especially the England series so far, they get exciting in the last 6 overs, where anything literally like, dude, I don't know if you saw that match where what's his name, Dawson just went ballistic right at the end. He's some spinner for England, and I think they were
Left
completely
arm,
out
huh?
of it, and he just went and smashed it. And it was fun to watch because Waqar Younis kept calling him Dawson, which is always fun because like I love, and again this is not making fun of Waqar Younis. I just love that, like, I think we should get over this as human beings about people from other cultures not getting the names of other people, like
But what
Hemlata.
do you think of
Yeah,
Sorabh calling Shikhar Dhawan Shekhar Dhawan?
Shikhar
He's in
Dhawan.
the
yeah,
same culture, no?
yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe just
Varun
forgot who it was.
Arun.
He's
Guys,
like,
Varun
yeah,
Arun.
predictions. Predictions. How much do you think India will make? 195.8 now.
oof, two,
228.
yeah,
Good. 16
228
balls
seems
left.
plausible. Yeah, I'm gonna,
242.
242 you're
242.
going with. Oof, oof.
Yeah,
What's yours,
245.
Sridhar?
I think 245.
Im-
No, looking
Surya
at the way
could get
India's
100 from here also.
yeah,
Yeah.
looking at the way India's batting, you might need 242.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
because
So
look
my
at the
first
bowling.
answer, my first answer was going to be not enough, but I said no. Let's be positive. India jersey pehna hai,
Number
so
of
yaar.
full tosses they're bowling. One more full toss. I think the due
Oh,
is
yeah,
bad.
it's a lot. It's a lot, and that's another no ball, by the way. I think 260 is
Due,
likely.
due.
I think 260 is possible with the number of no balls that they're bowling and like free hits that they're giving. Dude, this can't be the South African team, right? Is this a South African team that these two matches? Like, I don't know how well they're going to bat and how badly India is going to bowl or whatever. But this is like this
मैं
is
क्या
not
बोला
good.
वर्ल्ड कप के बारे में मैं क्या बोला वर्ल्ड कप के बारे में इस टीम के साथ बोलो आगे बढ़ो नेक्स्ट 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 बहुत बहुत त्याग दिया यार इस टीम के साथ जब स्कूल में थे अभी नहीं यार हो गया
Jamie, I like your dubious shirt, which is of I don't know which country. It looks like India via New Zealand. I don't know what this shirt is.
बोला हाइब्रिड है ना हाइब्रिड go check out the sale each one is different no two one's match but listen jokes apart I need to head out right now I said 8:30 kids gonna throw something
No,
at
please
me
go.
also,
Yeah.
so
Kids,
I
kids,
will
yeah.
absolute
Thanks a lot
pleasure
for your
guys
time.
Sridhar
Jab-
Saurabh
Bye.
Okay,
Chandesh
see you. Bye.
bye guys
Thanks,
enjoy
Jamie. Bye.
242 Sridhar
Yeah,
Yeah.
245 is what I said.
I'm going to say 261. Let's just go crazy. I'm saying 261. Let's see. Come on, you never know. It's achievable. Yeah. Okay. This is a lot. This
Do you
is
think
lot
they're
too
not
much
pitching the
happening.
ball so that the snake doesn't get hurt? Just to be sure. I mean,
The environmentalist playing here. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Beta will come and just stop the match.
Okay, AMA for Chandresh. We can get this in quickly because Kumar Sanu has asked this question like 14 times now. The T20 all-rounder rankings are dominated by associate nation players, unlike batting bowling. What explains this? Because they have more all-rounders.
That is one thing, and they play more T20 cricket right now than most of the
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
countries. And every T20 match, whether it is Brazil versus Argentina or Germany versus France, everything is a T20 international. So everything
Yeah.
goes into the record. That's why I feel that T20 player rankings and T20 team rankings are a waste of time.
Yeah. It doesn't, but it doesn't even carry any significant value anymore right now, right? It's just one of those things to say.
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
it's as yeah, it's almost as absurd as this thing as saying he's a right-handed batter. Like it's that simple. It's like, yeah, he's trying.
Like you said, David Malan, number one batter in the world in T20 cricket,
Yeah,
and India is currently number one T20 team in the world, and we don't believe they are a favorite for the World Cup.
yeah.
The two don't add up.
Okay, Sridhar Ashwin is in the side today. Do you think he's going to actually make it to any of the teams in the actual World Cup?
I think, see, whatever chances he's been given, he's been really good. He doesn't give runs, takes those 1 or 2 wickets, but most importantly, I think he's playing that role where in the middle overs we leak a lot of runs. He's
Yeah.
checking it, like he doesn't really give a lot of runs. I think, yeah, he should play, in my opinion, in the World Cup playing 11 also.
Yeah, I agree. I think it depends on that whole left-hander, right-hander thing. Chandresh, do you think that's the case, or do you think this just he's an automatic selection for you right now?
I think it depends on theory about left-hander, right-hander, and all these things. I would have gone with the Ravi Bishnoi because I feel that he's
Man,
got something extra right now. But the team management seems to believe in Ashwin. I think maybe at some level the captain believes him. Ultimately, 1 or 2 players, the captain picks the players. So I think the captain
Yeah.
believes him and he wants him in the level, in the squad. Maybe not in the 11.
Yeah.
Maybe wants him in the squad.
Yeah. Okay, there's one more question which is coming, which now that I think about it, this is a no-brainer for me. Sai Bhargav says, question for Jamie, who's left, is Marco Jansen a trump card for Parnell in World Cup? Dude, Marco Jansen coming in instead of Wayne Parnell is like, you're done. That's immediately like a 15% better side.
Yeah, but for some strange reason, they were not playing him in T20 cricket this year. I've not understood that logic that South Africa followed. They preferred Wayne Parnell over Marco Jansen. And even he didn't come in June as well, Marco Jansen, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. So I think that somehow this theory about he's a ODI bowler, he's a T20 bowler comes into picture in this case.
Yeah. By the way, this is Surya Kumar Yadav has 39 runs to score in 2 overs. Do you think he's going to do it, Sridhar?
Not him, but the team overall, I think will do that much. 39.
You
I don't know.
You think 51 runs in 2 overs is possible? Come on, guys, 260. Let's do it.
245.
245 is, yeah. this will
36
be-
more runs in 2 hours.
Yeah. And Feral Mind has said, we are all here for the bad jokes. You've come to the right place. This is all we are providing her today. Chandresh is giving insights, and Sridhar and me are like, let's make jokes about snakes, guys.
Don't say like that. Even I gave a bad reference
Yeah,
from Dil Chahta Hai.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And talking about bad jokes, Tijit has popped in saying, my name is Tijit, I do the digit dance. So I like how everybody's on the same level here today. They're all just waiting to contribute nonsense to the stream.
Oh, by the way,
Surya Kumar got out.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Surya was tired
really
of all the bad
disappointing.
jokes.
Yeah, I think terrible knock from him not to get 100 here. And I think he should be kicked out of the drop from the Indian team for this horrible performance.
It's a run
Just
out.
61.
yeah,
Oh,
that's the
damn.
only thing it seemed like he could get out.
Oh, damn. Virat Kohli got
Where
Surya
was he
Kumar
running?
out. Is this a Aaj Tak headline for tomorrow? क्या कोहली और सूर्या के बीच में है? I don't know Hindi too much, but you know what I mean.
कोहली को हुई सूर्या से ईर्ष्या और इस ईर्ष्या से प्रतिबंध even I don't know much. Chandresh, step in and write the title for us. But great knock, man. What a knock. I mean, this guy is just on another level here right now. You know, it's so interesting, right? With cricketers, where it's like it seems to be like, though I think Steve Smith and even a Kohli and all that to an extent are defying this whole cliche, but batters seem to have that about 6-year period where they're just peak performance, where the eyes and the ears and the bat and everything is just matching, and Surya seems to be at the sort of peak of that. Or do you not think that that's a thing at all?
With Surya, yes, I think right now he's at the peak of his career, and it also shows that he's at the right age.
Yeah.
He played age group cricket at the right age, and we've seen with some of the Indian and Pakistani cricketers in the past, who by the time they are 33 seem to lose the touch. It shows that they all are actually older than what they actually tell us. So I think That's the bit about him. And right now, Surya is at the top of his powers, and I think that he has to make the most of it. I think he needs to
Yeah.
carry this on into the ODI format as well, and sort of the biggest challenge that comes to him comes from Shreyas Iyer, his
Yeah.
Bombay teammate. So I think he just needs
Chandresh,
to.
your prediction came true. Dinesh Karthik is in the 19th over.
Yeah. Yeah.
The contract,
Same
the contract
rule,
is in effect now.
uh,
Oh
immediately
God.
smashes it nicely. Yeah. It's by the way, Sridhar, you should be ashamed of yourself that you didn't think of this headline. Feral mind contributes, Kohli clouds Surya's knock. I mean, this is
Damn.
just easy. Yeah, you missed it. I mean, really disappointed that you missed that easy
Yeah.
opportunity. And
So,
Amarjeet Pati is completely wrong. He says this is just Chadyant to give baton to Karthik. Absolutely, 100. Actually, wait, I read that as Hardik, but it is Karthik. Yeah, completely right. Yeah, yeah. This is your
He
prediction is
actually
100% correct.
Shadyantra,
Yeah.
right? Shadyantra, no?
Sorry.
yeah,
Oh,
it's Shadyantra.
Shadyantra.
Yeah.
He said, you know, Shadyantra, and in my head I was like, should I? What is it? I was saying it wrong. Okay. This is what do you think of like Nokia so far? Is I mean, it's just been two matches, but it's been a bit up
You
and
know, it's
down.
very strange. Nokia, when he played for DC the previous season, he was so
Hmm.
good. Like, I thought this is probably
Yeah.
one of the best bowlers in the world out there. But the latest season nine now for South Africa, I don't know. He just doesn't look the same anymore.
I think the fact that he's coming back from injuries, different levels of injuries, also may have played a part. And I think maybe he doesn't want to stretch himself too much in this particular bilateral series. You know, the timing of the series is so off in a way, especially for fast bowlers. If you do something, you might end up at World Cup's just 3 weeks away or 2 weeks away. It's not the ideal time for anybody right now. You either get out, you might get injured, or you might pull something. So, and fast bowlers are injury prone in any case.
So yeah, because I think both. I mean, Rabada bowled incredibly in the last match,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think Nokia is just aiming for like let's get line and length correct, and then we'll sort of peak during the World Cup time. The last ball was bowled faster. But the Kohli
Yeah.
also on the verge of of a half century. Sai Bhargav has nailed it. Okay, he says Dinesh Karthik reminds me of my childhood where I get one over to bat and I have to keep for the rest of the match. That's
That's
perfect.
when
That's absolutely.
like the what you say, the kacha limbu in the building or in the locality.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
they sort of say, "अच्छा batting कर लिया अभी, last में
yeah,
आने का
yeah,
और batting."
absolutely. Yeah.
But you know, the other
Um,
way to look at this is he's getting paid a lot of money to bat for like 10 balls in the
Oh,
match.
yeah,
so in the Asia Cup, he batted one ball,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
bowled six
and
balls.
bowl six. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So
Um,
it's a good job to have.
Not
yeah,
bad at all.
yeah. But I also like how India is experimenting with this kind of stuff right at the latter end of that series where they're like, "Ha, tu bhi try kar le." Let's see, Dinesh Karthik, have you ever bowled? And he's like, "Not really." He's like, "Aaj try kar. This is your practice match," which is like completely irrelevant to anything. Um, but isn't there a lot of pressure? Do you think that people have like he's trained himself to just play like
Yeah.
8 to 12 balls in a team because that's a lot of or does he just go with like either it's a massive hit or it's complete miss?
I mean, at some level, I think now players are clear about the roles that they want to play in T20 cricket. I think
Yeah.
Dinesh has sort of made up in his mind, that's what I want to do. This is my role in a T20 11 of any team. I think that he's very clear in that, and I think the way with Hardik or with Surya, they know what their roles are. I think you'll see more and more such specialized cricketers coming through in the next few years who know exactly what they want to do. I thought at some level, say people like Varun Chakravarti and Natarajan, who came straight from playing tennis ball cricket into TNPL and then into IPL. I thought that they would be the template T20 cricketers that are emerging. But at some level, you need to have the fitness also. Dinesh, the best part is that the formative years were so traditional that he's able to
Hmm.
stay on for so long and adapt to that role. You may need the formative years to be stronger than what it is for, say, a Varun Chakravarti or a Natarajan.
You know,
Yeah.
Dinesh Karthik actually reminds me of how you have the bomb squad going to defuse the bomb. there's like a bunch of people trying to get the bomb out, and Dinesh Karthik comes and cuts that wire like towards the end. Like
Yeah.
it's the most pressure thing to do, but that's his role.
It's that whole sketch, right, where it's like, hey, is it the blue wire or the red wire? And the guy's colorblind, but he doesn't want to say it. So he's like, let's see. It could be
Six.
a explosion, or I
I
could be
think
a
he has
hero.
hit a six.
Oh man, it's just he.
Good.
Listen, man, I'm such a big fan of this guy, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot. 230. He's 11 of 5. I mean, he's
Like,
already
hello,
done his job.
job bach gaya, job bach. Every time he hits a six, like, my role is safe.
But dude, Kohli is on 49 of 28 at the other end, and he's like, hey man, what the age, guys? Are you my Ajinkya Rahane denying me 100? Chandresh, how much do you think? Do you think Ajinkya Rahane doesn't get enough flack for running out Kohli all those years back, and then not letting him get to a century when he was batting on whatever 76 that he was?
Hey, he
Do you think we
does.
should?
Even
He does.
he does get a lot of flack. But imagine he got to be a star on a documentary after that.
Yeah.
He showed that he had the gum. I'm not taking the name of the show. I'm just
Oh,
saying that
yeah.
so he showed that, and I think at some level, that's his personality. Ajinkya Rahane, he doesn't know how to react.
Yeah.
Ajinkya Rahane, Pujara, they don't know how to react to situations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they
why
don't know how
not
to
in the
react to
World Cup.
situations and a
Huh?
very fast ball. They don't know how to react to situations and a very fast ball coming at their
Yeah.
bat.
By the way,
Achha, by the way,
Savio Thomas.
last ball
Yeah.
left, and we are 6 runs away from Jamie's prediction.
Yeah.
Which is 235, is it?
No,
236.
242. No.
Oh wow, we're 236.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's ridiculous, man. Okay, let's see what happens here.
237.
Oh, big heave. Okay, he ran for a single. The single that Kohli could have got to get to his 50th, Dinesh. What are you
Yeah.
putting the team ahead? Fantastic knock. By the way, Savio Thomas, I'm so sorry. Your prediction was wrong. Savio said about whenever this happened, Karthik has come in 18th over prediction. He'll take 5 balls to get set and he will hit one boundary. He scored 17 of 7. Done more than his job. So, great.
तो आज का
Guys, do you think
पाएगा.
do you think this total is subpar? Just a small little tiny total of 230, whatever we scored. Do you think India batted too slowly? Do you think they were sluggish? Yeah.
No, I think I say again that if India scored so well, let's
Yeah.
not let's not be too happy about it right now, because anything could happen. Because if India has batted so well, with India's feeble bowling attack, anything could happen.
See, my only 2 cents on this is if Indian bowlers can use the pitch, they will win the match. Like just bowl it on the pitch, bounce the ball,
Yeah.
and not full tosses.
Like usually it's like, hey, keep it back of length, keep it further. It's like, dude, just bowl on the anywhere on the pitch. It's good. That's great. Like this is a peak Ashish Nehra. Earlier he's like back of length. He's like, no, just bowl on the pitch, guys. That's all we need in life. You know what? I'll be perfectly honest. I thought this is great knock by India, but if South Africa score like 190 or whatever, I don't like these kind of matches. I don't know about both of you. I can't enjoy this. I can't enjoy this.
Yeah,
Like I love it as an Indian fan, but I don't like this 240 versus 200 stuff.
yeah, you're right. And at some time, what happens that by the 10th over, the game is over.
Yeah.
You're just watching it for the academic purpose of the game. I absolutely agree with you. If it is a middling total, like it was, say, the Asia Cup, for example, it's sort of made for compelling viewing. I think 140, 150, or even 160 makes for
Yeah.
compelling viewing more than these kind of totals.
But I disagree. I disagree because I think with the Indian bowling, any match can be interesting. Like you will see, this will go till the last over.
Listen, one second. Is the team that? Do you think the bowling is genuinely that bad? Because do you think so? I'm curious. Like, is it that bad?
It's good. See, they're all like individually, I think they're good, but on a
Yeah.
given day, at least a couple of them will have a bad day, and then it all becomes
Yeah.
pretty bad till the end.
So here's my theory, okay? Guwahati has hosted 3 international matches. There was an ODI, India versus West Indies in 2018, T20I, India versus Australia in 2017, and now this match. So I think they've just gone like, you know what? We need to compensate for all the missing matches and just get as many runs as we can. Like we need to get two T20s, both of matches in one this thing, and entertain the crowd has to be ecstatic. So I'm sure the crowd would be going crazy. Like this, if I was at the stadium, I
Yeah.
would be losing my mind. Like I would genuinely be losing my mind. So good fun, good entertainment. Yeah, but not fun. Okay.
Good.
Jigar Dave says DK's last six reminds me of Nidaha's trophy. Doesn't anything he do like because also the shuffle to the offside and then hit to the leg side. It's just awesome, real fun. Okay, we'll take last few questions and then we'll bounce. DG Verma says DK's strike rate is 242. Fantastic again. Savio Thomas, who made that horrible
I have a
prediction about
theory. I have
DK.
a small theory,
Yeah,
Sorabh. I think
yeah, yeah.
DK, the way he bats towards the end, I have
Uh,
a conspiracy theory, which I think the BCCI is running a parallel match just next to the stadium where DK is getting set. And then when the 18th over comes, he is quickly transported to the stadium onto the pitch. That's the only thing that can explain how he's so good every time the last 2 overs come.
yeah. Because it's actually like I mean, you now that you mention it, it is atrocious that he is immediately taking the second he comes on, and also applies to Hardik Pandya and Surya Kumar Yadav. All three of them can just pop in at any point of time and just start going for it, which is something else. So I agree with your theory. I think it's a good theory. Um,
Something's
okay.
really funny right now. They're doing the mid show where Sunil Gavaskar and the others are talking, and the glass basically has a lot of fans behind who are not supposed to be in the frame, and they're making all sorts of faces and
Yeah.
gestures.
And
So
this
they've
is
cut to the
live.
highlights now.
Yeah, this is live. This is live.
Oh, by the way, in the last 5 overs, India scored 104 runs. Crazy.
What?
Yeah, that's what
That's
the
that's
graphic said.
That's something else. That's something else. That's incredible. Amarjeet Pati is trying to create some controversy. He says, there you go, Virat slapping DK for denying 50. Need controversies, punt on the show. Absolutely 100%. I thought that was atrocious of Virat Kohli to go and slap a fellow cricketer in the face. And you could sense what he said was, Sale mere 50 ne kiya, abhi tere ko maar dalega. That's what he said. We heard that.
I think I
Yeah.
ended it with Ben Stokes.
Yeah, he ended with Ben Stokes. By the way, Gaurav Lima has a contribution to doing an Ashwin where today a UAE cricketer tried it as well in Women's Asia Cup. Great. Go ahead, man. Do it. Just do
Yeah.
it. Keep the batters inside the bloody crease. Let's
I was
stop
doing
having yeah.
I was doing
Yeah.
commentary on that match, and they needed
Yeah.
46 runs in 42 balls, and they just bottled them. They just couldn't score. The team. There's a cricketer who just froze. She just couldn't get the ball off the square. So I know it's quite possible with players at times.
This is UAE versus whom?
UAE versus Sri Lanka, and in the morning we had Pakistan versus Malaysia, where Malaysia scored 57 runs in 20 overs.
like they batted out. Like
Yeah,
57
57
all
for
out.
9. 57 for 9 in 20 overs.
Wow. Fine. Listen, they're a young team, but I mean that's funny. that's a tough day. Okay, very important question related to cricket. Grim Fandango comes out with, will Tharoor win the elections? What do you think from a cricketing POV? What do you think about this important question?
I mean, if the election is based on a speech competition, then yeah, probably.
Yeah. Listen, okay. Yeah, everybody, please do yourselves a favor and go watch Shashi Tharoor do stand-up comedy for the second time. He did it once in Sapan Verma's show, which was generally fun, and then he did one at JLF in London, I think. And it's some
Wow.
fantastic dad jokes. It is peak dad jokes. After a point, I was like, Shashi Tharoor, if you need help, please just get in touch with us. We will help you write some of the jokes. As you can see, this whole stream has been about precisely that. So yeah. Anyway, that's been all. It's been an interesting first innings. We are only doing the first innings today. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. If you did, please give a like and subscribe as well, because a lot of fun stuff coming up. Chandrish, anything you'd like to tell people to do? You have a channel, a YouTube channel, and Instagram, and you have a book about Sanat Jayasuriya and the World Cup. Anything else you'd like to plug? Please tell everybody watching.
Yeah, all three of the books are right behind me. So I just strategically placed it just in case anybody missed it.
Yeah. Please don't go by the stream. Chandresh is an eminent journalist. He has a lot of reputation. He's really good.
Sorry, I was
The moment you spoke about me, he just freezed his.
no, I was trying.
So sort of to
I
say
was
that
gonna say,
you don't believe what Sridhar said.
yeah, there you go. See, I made you on a solo layout. There you go. I figured it out finally. I figured it out. Exit solo layout. There. I just messed up the software. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have latest book, which is just out, 75 years of Indian sport. It's available on Amazon, so you guys can go and buy it. It's actually part of the celebration of India as a country after 75 years. And then also have a YouTube channel called Cricket Chronicles with Chandresh. If anybody can, if people can like, share, and subscribe the channel, that will be great. And the other book on Sanat, which I accidentally presented to him. I met him after 3 years and actually gave him the book after 3 years. And he was pleasantly surprised looking at himself at the cover of the book. Sorabh knows a variety of stories that I've told him about Sanat.
Yeah.
So yeah, so these are some of the things. And Instagram, I'm new on Instagram. I first thought that it was a waste of time, but now I'm on it 24/7. So much so that I was watching Vikram Veda, and I put up a story. I was checking who all have seen my story. So my wife got really upset about it. So I think that Chandresh Narayanan, I'm on Instagram. So please, again, follow me. Uh,
By the
that's
way,
my pitch.
great indictment of Vikram Vedha. Where it's like you're doing Instagram stories, and not only that, you're checking insights while watching the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, what the
Yeah.
story of Vikram Veda or your story, because that story everybody's seen.
Yeah, no, yeah. I had actually like seen Tamil version of Vikram Veda,
Yeah.
and they claimed that it was going to be a different version, but it was what do you say? It was more or less it was the same frame by frame copy as in the remake.
Yeah.
The same directors have done it. They didn't waste much time trying to change it, but it's a good movie actually. People should watch it. Ignore the part that I was looking at my Instagram story. So I think that you should all go and watch it. In my view.
Superb. Sridhar, anything coming up? Any shows? Anything that's coming up? Please tell.
Yes, I have a couple of shows coming up in Bangalore on Friday and Saturday. If somebody's from Bangalore watching this stream, please find the details on my Instagram handle at IamComic. Fridays Indranagar at a comedy club, and Saturdays in Whitefield at this place called Fox in the Field. Yeah,
Yeah.
get your tickets and I'll see you in Bangalore.
I've heard that's a good room from some people, and some people have told me it's terrible. So I don't know who to believe. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Sure.
By the way, Pratik Gaushende says hoping to see Pant hoping to see in Bangalore at Chai Point, bring in some cricket related jokes. I am going to be in Chai Point on October 12th. Not only that, I'm doing a show on October 11th for the French Institute. Both shows are free and they are in completely disparate parts of town. One is in Taj, West End in Bangalore. The tickets, the registration will be up shortly. And the second is Belandur. Am I saying that correct? Whatever.
Bellandur.
Yeah.
Bellandur.
Belandur is on October 12th. And then 13th, I'm doing another free show for French Institute. Follow me on Instagram, wherever I'll put up links if you're in either city. Free shows galore, guys. And the best part is, I'm getting paid. You're getting a free show. Everybody wins. Fantastic stuff. So yeah, and Suvidha has says Chandresh for World Cup live stream. So the pitches have already started for you to be on the live stream. So there you go.
It all depends on how his career progresses from here, Chandresh.
Yeah, he gets a job back at ICC. He's like, screw this. I'm not coming back on this nonsense. People are talking about, my name is Tejit. I do the digit dance. I mean, come on, that's peak everything. So great job, Tejit. Okay, South African innings has started. You can go back to watching the cricket. Thanks, Sridhar. Thank you so much, Chandresh, for popping in. Jamie Alter as well. Always a pleasure.
See you.
And subscribe to the channel. Love you all. Marry me. Goodbye. Ending the broadcast right now.